9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Life Fly Tying, the show where passion for fly fishing meets creativity and camaraderie. It's our 6th season, and we're thrilled to have you with us. Without all of you who purchased Season 6 kits and our fantastic sponsors, we wouldn't be able to keep going. So for this, we want to start with a huge thank you. Morning View Mercantile, Lyle Peterman Real Estate, Craft Bear Nation, Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, Shore Fishing, Fish Bond, Fly Fusion, and Friesen Brothers. Born in a humble brewery in 2018, our journey began with a simple idea: to bring together like-minded souls for an evening of stories, laughter, and the art of fly tying. Our doors were always open, our hearts always welcoming. When the tides of time brought challenges, we evolved. From a cozy corner in a brewery to screens across the world, Thursday Night Life Fly Tying transformed into a virtual stage, forging the unbreakable TNL fam. Every Thursday, join our hosts, the ever-entertaining Dana and the skilled artisan Tim, as they weave magic with their stories and skills. Dana brings the laughter, and Tim brings the craft. Tonight, as always, we tie 2 unique patterns, celebrate our wins, and share a toast with our favorite beverage from our friends at Craft Beer Nation. Stay tuned for surprises, fly and go and prizes, and above all, the love that binds the TNL fam. Let's dive into the world of fly tying together.
Oh yeah, there's the tunes.
What's happening, everybody?
What's up,
Round
people?
of clicks for the new guy.
For the new guy.
Timothy Hepworth
It's good to
is
be
back from Costa Rica. Or New
Not
Zealand.
quite, or New Zealand, one of the two.
Whatever one you want to assume he was
Decide
going for.
today.
So.
Yeah. It is good to be back, folks. I missed y'all. Ready to get back at it and enjoy some good times.
Yeah, and the good times are just about to begin. But before you run away all worried and scared because the title said fly tying, we thought we'd share with you that we are going to be tying some flies tonight. The Hare's Ear parachute, which is under Tim, and the Murdich Minnow, which is down here
Right under
me.
there.
Which one would you say was more difficult?
Oh, definitely the Hare's Ear is tougher tie. The Murdich Minnow's a real simple,
Yeah, very simple.
fun streamer. But neither of them are too bad. You'll get them.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if any of you have ever tied either of these flies, or probably more curious to see if you have fished either of these flies. So
Yeah. Kind of some interesting twists on some patterns, especially that hare's ear. It's like a hare's ear nymph, but
yeah,
parachute Adams.
but on the surface. And just like the hare's ear, it's meant to resemble a lot of different patterns or not patterns, sorry, but a lot of different bugs.
Yeah,
And then maybe the same could be said for the hare's ear parachute.
Yeah.
We did not grab cups this time.
Ah, that's all right.
Well, we're going to crack a beer. We're going to let you know what we're cracking. And these beers are from our friends at Craft Beer Nation. So we're going to get to your comments here shortly. But we just kind of want to start at something a little different. Just so some people don't run away scared this might not be actually a Fly Tying show. Just a little bit about what it is Thursday Night Live. It's on Thursday, and we're live. And it typically happens at night. Unless you're from somewhere else like Tim, spent a few weeks overseas. And what were you, 24 plus 3 or minus 3? Or?
We were plus 20 hours. So, yeah.
Wasn't quite a full day ahead of us, and he came back to us with the future.
Nothing happened. It was very good.
Nothing happened.
No,
Okay, well,
no.
I guess it's safe to come back then if the future is such. Well, Tim, why don't you show everyone your meat?
Yeah. This is my meat. I am going to try out meat from Town Square Brewing. This is a very interesting description. It's a smoky marvel born from an enchanting collaboration with meat, a smoked brisket infused into the deep portions of this beer.
Wow.
So I'm very curious.
After
here.
you've just had some brisket.
I just ate your brisket.
You did. Now you got to drink your meat.
It's very chewy. Still got some of it in my teeth.
Oh, well. I will get that out later.
Oh, okay. All right then.
So Craft Beer Nation, they're out of Red Deer. Super awesome people. And what's cool about what they do at their store, and I know a lot of liquor stores come back, just take another drink.
Yeah.
A lot of liquor stores are carrying craft beer. But what's really cool about it is you just get to go in there and you just grab some singles and you just kind of like, you try things out. So that's kind of what we've been doing this year, is just trying a bunch of different craft beers. I don't know if we've cycled back to the same one or tried
I don't think
the same one.
I don't think so. No.
So I'm trying from Flying Monkeys Craft Brewery. It's called Crowd Surf, and it's passion fruit IPA. So I think I'm going to like it. But why did I choose it?
The best part
is because there's a line on here that says normal is weird. And if you could see behind the scenes here, nothing more true has been said tonight. And we're going to get to what's behind the scenes here shortly. But I'm going to crack this beer. Hopefully it doesn't go all over the table. Now you can let us know how your meat is.
My meat it's very good. A lot darker than I expected. Right? It's dark meat. It's a very long can. But it's like very full, and I
so you can't relate.
No, it's like very
roll the dimes I can.
Yeah, it's like just enriched and engorged with flavor.
Why are you staring me in the eyes when you drink it and you say it?
I'm going to give this an 8 out of a 10 right now.
Really?
And it might get better.
Really?
And that's good for me because I'm not really always. Yeah, it's super good.
I love this can. And Chaz taught us a bunch of tips.
Yeah.
But he said you just tap the can and it goes into focus.
Look at that.
I know.
Who would have thought?
Chaz did.
Oh,
he Googled
Chaz.
it or something.
Amazing.
Full of all these cool tips. So let me give this a try. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give this a try. This Crowd Surf from Flying Monkeys Brewery, Passion Fruit IPA. We're going to say thanks to our sponsors, and we're going to come back and we're going to see what this night truly is all about. At the pinnacle of every climb, when victory meets hunger, there's one companion climbers trust. Morning View Mercantile, crafting meals for the summit. Experience culinary excellence where the air is thin. Witness the power of gourmet at altitude. Within minutes, taste meets triumph. Indulge in the flavors of success. Morning View Mercantile, your partner in conquering summits, your reward at the top. Morning View Mercantile, where elevation meets flavor.
Fishing was great. I caught a rainbow, which was incredibly fun. Watching that thing jump out of the water, super exciting.
There you go, you're on. Good job. It's okay. If he's gonna buck, let him buck. He's gonna go
I
for.
dropped my fly line for a minute. Scared myself.
That's awesome. Yeah, some rainbow trout.
Wow.
So, yeah, crazy to see them up this high.
Oh, who's
Well,
that?
lookity doo. Howdy diddly do, folks. The mayor is in town.
And not just is he in town,
He is on the couch.
he's on the couch.
Yeah, we tricked him in, and he's drinking. Anyways, hold tight.
Oh. Yeah, it is somebody's
It
birthday.
is a big birthday, folks.
Not just any birthday.
So let me say
He says if he turns those numbers around, he can get 29 out of it.
Barry, let us know where you're from and what you're drinking.
I'm from the Great Mountains of Florida. And today I'm drinking one of these birthday suits.
Not only is he not wearing a birthday suit, he's drinking a birthday suit.
I've never had to work on a beer so long in my life.
I've wondered this. He's taken 18 key breaks since he opened that beer 4 hours ago. And he said, but he has another one there, so he's double fisting it.
What's that one?
Yeah.
From the Bow River Brewing.
Oh, yeah, the OG days.
This is a good one. I can help wash that other one down.
Well, happy 65th birthday, my friend.
65th.
It's
At 2 a.m. he said he was born.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the bars don't close till 2, so then his mom decided I'm gonna just
stumble over
just
there.
gonna head in after the party.
Actually,
here.
they weren't allowed in the bar then.
Why? Be
Women-
pregnant?
No, women weren't allowed in the bar then.
Are you sure you're only 65?
Yeah.
Did you say
did agree.
665? The mayor is
Keeps on
older
kicking.
than
There's only
dirt.
gentlemen only.
Interesting.
All right,
Wow.
Barry.
Different times.
Now that we got you here,
Oh, that's better.
how long you been watching TNL, and why are you called the mayor?
Well, the mayor came up, I think, from Cole Clayton. Was talking to my wife on the couch at the fly shop. But I've been watching you guys on Thursday Night Live since, well, it'll be the first episode. I was about 5 minutes late getting in.
Well, so you haven't been here the whole time.
Oh, I missed
All
5
these
minutes.
big claims.
So I was just cruising around on the internet and found you guys.
What was in the web browser search just before you found us?
Buses. Or coaches.
skinny white dudes with bad fingernails.
And you found me. Look
Yeah.
at that.
No, it was
The
motor
OG.
coaches.
Probably
be-
the very first online
He
viewer.
legit is the OG, and that's why he got the title as the mayor, because Barry's been around since day one.
Jesus.
5 minutes in. Yeah. What's your favorite episode?
Oh, good question.
Tonight is the answer.
Well, tonight will be the best one after we're done.
Yeah.
But up until now, you got anyone stick out to you?
Well, that one we did in Fly Shop was pretty good.
In the fly shop, which one?
I was just trying to think of which one it was. The one where they shot all the. Was that the anniversary one?
Oh, the 100, and we
Yeah,
shot
that
the
was-
confetti
Oh,
gun.
yeah. That was
Yeah.
awesome. That was a
I
great
kind of
episode.
dropped to my knees that night. I thought somebody shut up.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I saw the video. And he dropped to
man.
his knees that night.
Yeah,
That was a good show.
the meat.
All right. Barry, we appreciate you. You're a loyal friend. You're a great friend. You've been here since day one. And honestly, it's because of people like you supporting us through stickers and shirts. And Mr. Dickow also took guide school.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit? That was a pretty cool experience.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That was probably the best 6 days ever spent on a river.
Huh.
Yeah.
Such a cool experience. I
Yeah.
remember day one, we were out at...
Had private lessons from Tim the whole day that one day.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
Tim and I in the boat.
Yeah.
yeah.
That was good days.
And then who did we see at the boat ramp at the end of that day?
Oh, that's
Weren't Landon and
that was the
Lucas
day
down
when
there?
Landon, Lucas, and
Oh,
grandkids
that's
got
right.
us.
Yeah. We came in down at the.
They saw Grandpa rowing the boat in, and
they
it
were
was
so
just
proud.
like the best day ever.
That was a good day.
was
That
a
one
great
day
day.
wasn't so good. Almost had the shipwreck with Quinn's Titanic.
Well, it is the Titanic, and that's how it goes. And who do you got beside you, Barry?
The missus.
Come on, Norma.
Where you at, Norma? Say a
You
word
got
or
your
two.
very
The
own
better half.
microphone.
Oh, I have to say something?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Well, you got me into this.
yeah,
and
you,
Dana.
you brought him over here when he thought he was just coming to pick up some stuff. But where are you from? How'd you meet Barry?
Oh.
How did I meet Barry? In the grocery store.
In Sundry.
Yeah. He
The
came
old
in for
IGA.
groceries.
Winter till every time you got this.
Microphone, Barry.
Yeah, I went to her till even if I had to stand in line for 10 minutes.
Smart man.
Smart man.
Smart man. Look at that guy. Dating tips in 1935.
I can't take you to the bar, but
Yeah, you cannot come with me. Not until it was 1959 you were born, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So 1960 they started letting women into the bar.
interesting.
Well, I remember that was. I can remember the signs on the back of the door at the Disbury Inn was ladies and gents. I don't remember what year that was, but it changed.
Huh.
Huh.
Interesting.
And now you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
I won't tell you what year I got into the bar.
1963.
yeah.
I used to have a beer bigger than Tim's
Ugh.
when I was 15.
Bigger than Tim's.
Oh man. So many undercuts here.
That's not big.
Well, it was when I was 15.
I had a beard bigger than that when I was 7.
Well, if I could gather all my chest hair and place it on my
That's
face.
a good point. You
I'd
would
be
sell
winning.
some fine dubbing. Oh, yeah. So that's the mayor, and he's 65, and he's here hanging out with us tonight
Yeah.
on the couch. And he got his very own Funko Pop there, the mayor.
The mayor.
Imagine if we could get that made. That would be legendary
so good.
status.
I think Barry as a bobblehead would be awesome.
I think so.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. They're very expensive, and they need you to make out a whole bunch. All right, where do we go from here? 66
Well, here's
next year.
hoping. Here's hoping.
In the comments, Michelle's made a note that we were talking about earlier that Rocky Mountain Fly Shop's very own Colin English is of an age tomorrow that we're not aware of, but it is his birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we want to send out, I think he's under the weather again. So happy birthday to
birthday.
Mr. English.
Yes.
And also a birthday is Hillbilly's daughter,
Jesse.
Jessie.
Yeah, turned 17,
17.
today.
1-7. Oh my
Crazy.
goodness. Crazy how fast
Yeah.
things
grow up.
happen. And now back to the beer review. This beer was fantastic. Crowd Surf Passion Fruit IPA. 100% a really good beer. Highly recommend. I highly recommend. And I love the can and the art and all that stuff too. And your meat's still good?
Oh, it's great.
I saw you sharing your meat with other people earlier.
I did. I like my meat to be shared.
Yeah.
Claude really enjoyed it.
You also shared some meat with me, so
Yeah.
that was
You're
that was a great commercial break
It's
there.
great meat. It's quick.
All right, well, you know what that means, Tim.
Yes, sir. Do I ever?
What?
I'm guessing you need some talk with the people.
Talk with the people.
Yeah, we
Let
need
me
to know. We need to know who's in here. and
Who's
what's
in
going
here?
on.
Where you're from?
Yeah, what you're drinking.
What you're drinking? All the good stuff. So let us know. And we're going to read out your name. Mr. Riley's here, and he
What's
throws out a
up?
happy birthday to the mayor, and apparently my music fell to crap. I need
It
some
was
more
so,
beats.
It was so good.
Hang on with me.
That's better.
No.
Oh,
There
it
we
is,
go.
K-pop.
This one's going to be good.
Can we get some Korean K-pop, please?
Oh, remember?
That
Who
was
asked for that?
That was Aaron. That was the best thing I ever heard. I need some Korean K-pop.
Korean K-pop. Yeah. Now you know. Hey, Ron.
Hey,
All right, to the comments. Travis Booth. Hello, Barry Norma. Nice to meet you, too. Mr. Spencer's in the house.
What's up, Dave?
Ted Diedrich. The mayor is incorrect. Women were allowed in, but not without an escort.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there you go. That's so fascinating. Yeah. You have a microphone, Barry. If you want to make your comments heard by everyone.
Sorry.
We'll get you there. Dave Rutherford says happy birthday to the mayor.
What's up, Dave?
Chaz says Barry was epic at guide school because Chaz was there as well.
Yeah.
Cole says you're a very welcoming person. Love chatting with the mayor. Yeah, he was going around to every person at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop, and that's what you do when they host their events. You just go around and help people, and I mean the mayor.
He's the mayor.
That's what I like doing. Yep.
You just take care of people. Scooter,
Till
happy
tax
birthday.
time.
Till tax. Well, we're going to talk to you about what you see for season 7 next year as the mayor of TNLville, and if the prices are going to go up, if they're going to go down, and how that looks. All right, Fly Trout. I saw him post earlier that he would like to see the mayor on the couch.
Yeah.
Well,
look at it.
Ken's wishes came true.
Just like that.
Roll of dimes, wishes came true. Claude, nope, no ashtray in this one. Yeah, he's talking about Tim's meat again. Does it smell like an ashtray? Well, that was that putrid stuff, and you're drinking it. Yeah, that stuff was that. No, that was good. New Level was good. That was the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, was it not? Yeah. It was the ashtray one that was bad. Ron Crocho, Trout Maharishi, welcome.
What's up, Trout?
I haven't seen you for a while. Michael Milius, hello. Chaz, Tippy Chops. We get so behind on the comments.
I know.
Laura's here. Hello, good to see you
Laura?
back. Cam's here. Morgan, she's from the Journey. Journey's in town, and so is Toto.
Really?
Yeah, at the Saddledom.
Oh, I
But-
thought you meant in town. Like in Olds.
Well, no,
Like,
we're
wow.
not in Olds. They're literally
wow.
out there. All right. We're gonna tie some flies. Camp Cookie is drinking whiskey in New Hampshire. We call it rye up here. Now, is there a difference, Barry?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you do have an answer, your microphone would be the best place to put it.
I'm not sure. I think down in the States, isn't there whiskey made out of corn?
I
And ours is made out of rye.
Yeah,
That's
out of
why we
grains,
call it
yeah.
rye.
That could be.
I don't know.
Well, you are the mayor. You do
I'm not
know
sure
all.
about that one.
Okay. Camp Cookie, let us know. Is it made out of corn? Because that would be the difference. Because I remember in school down there,
There's a
I
Google
would say
machine for
rye.
this.
What's that?
So there's a Google machine for this.
That's a good point. We can't play Barry White. Even the 30 seconds of Aquaman we played the other day got in trouble. Okay, guys? I can't be getting in trouble for such things like that.
I'm already half done this pale ale, and I still tasting that birthday soup.
Okay,
all right.
so this is so as long they're both whiskey.
Okay.
But rye whiskey It's often shortened to just rye, is a type of whiskey that must be made from a grain mixture that is at least 51% rye.
Huh. And then what's the other stuff? Just corn?
What does it say? It's any combination of grains. That's what it says.
It's interesting. Is corn a grain?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Huh.
Look at all these things we're
Interesting.
learning.
Here's the good song I was wanting. So,
Entertainment news.
yeah, might be my favorite part of the show. I can go home now.
Entertainment news.
Entertainment news. So, what's on the news docket, folks? Well, there's a few things. Not a lot of things, just a few things. And some of those things look like this. Today's flies.
Today's flies.
Why
We're
don't you
gonna
walk the people through, get them ready, get them set up, get them bumped.
Yeah,
Tell them
pumped,
what you're
pumped
doing,
up.
what you're tying out of, and how that's going to look.
Yeah, so
And everyone
I'm,
who's afraid of the hackle on the post.
I'm tying out of my season 6 kit, so if you guys are as well, that's awesome. If you might have one of our individual kits for this, it's no different. Or you could go over to our website. You're going to find the full fly recipe, and you'll be able to tie each of these along out of your own materials. We are going to start with that hare's ear parachute, and then we're going to move over to the Murdich Minnow. So if you're going to get your bobbins loaded, we're going to use that UTC 70 in black. So something a little bit thinner, not super thick thread, and something dark will be perfect for that fly. And then we'll talk a little bit more about the other one in a few minutes, but that's going to be, I'm going to use a UTC 140 in white on the Murdich Minnow, which will come shortly after.
Yeah. And what we've done since you've been gone is we changed up the way we do things here.
I know, you've been doing them back to back.
We just go back to back.
Yeah, get
you know,
them
if
done.
you're here for the tie-in, we're just going to go bam, bam. And then we're going to get into the good stuff. We got some more things, some good stuff. And we got the baking cam things, which we'll show later. And I wonder what could be on the baking cam. I don't know, Tim.
I don't know, we'll have to wait and see.
That's weird. I have
Yeah.
no idea what would
could
be on a
baked
baking
on
cam.
a day like today. That's
On a
crazy.
day like today, no idea. But I guess if you stick around, you will have an idea. A grand idea. So those are the flies. Get your stuff ready. We did supply you with material dishes. So really cool thing is we tell you which flies we're going to tie. You can empty out your kits onto those little trays there. And that's a really fun way to get started. You know what I'm saying?
I think we were supposed to open something
That's a good point.
for
Let's do
Mr.
it.
for Mr. Dave
Let's do it.
over at Craft Beer Nation. He sent us a
All
mystery
right,
bag.
so Dave sent a mystery bag and said, well, I'll let you read it.
Do not open till after 7 p.m. He was very cryptic about
Yeah.
this as I wandered into the store today, so let's see what's in it.
So we've only opened it 4 times. I have,
Thank
and that's
goodness we
why
have a stapler.
I'm getting Tim to open it so that his authentic, haven't seen it before face is what Dave wants to see. We don't know. I think you're supposed to just do it blindfolded.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start with a note. It says, I couldn't risk you having to end the show early because you had to pee from all the beer.
Oh, I hope it's diapers.
So we partnered up with Depends and Huggies
oh, I said this
to
earlier.
bring you the limited edition Craft Beer Nation. If you gotta go, you just gotta go. Diaper. LPCF OQP from Dave and Tiff.
I literally said this to Barry earlier, and then I felt bad that I actually didn't bring him Depends.
Well, don't worry, because we got them.
Oh, yeah.
Why does this one say for Tim on it? These are the little snugglers brought to you by Huggies.
Oh, I know. Will your meat fit in it?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not.
Oh, look at these
I'll fill them out.
mampers.
And for Dana. Oh my gosh. Look at these. Oh, and they're Disney too. Even better. Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yeah. Come on, Tim. Get him up here. And somebody screenshot this. Hold tight, Tim.
Man.
Somebody screenshot this. Tag us in Craft Beer Nation. And I also want you to write in there who's more realistic. This is more me or that is more Tim. Oh, wow.
Well, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
When in Rome. I'm fascinated. I think this guy put a sock in here. I'm like, I'm shy now because that's
Look
probably
at these.
not how Tim would look in my man purse.
Oh, there's even an umbilical cord cut out. In
These can
ones.
hold
Look
up
at this go.
25 times its weight in pee. Wait, you know what? What? I can't even. All right.
Jeez.
Well, I'm going to just leave those there.
Well, I bet yours doesn't have a wetness indicator. Because mine does. Oh, gosh. Thank you. Thank you for such a
that's so
thoughtful
good.
gift.
So, as I've told you guys before, the show kind of works like this. It's very. We should probably go back to these comments here. So everybody can see all the comments going back and forth.
can't.
Are they crotchless? Well, if they're crotchless, they're not going to hold up to 25 times their weight now, are they? Yeah.
I don't know.
Preemies.
Why is Dave saying we have to
those
open
are
them up?
actually preemies. Like,
think you
those
gotta-
aren't even for. Oh.
You gotta open them because he said
Oh,
you
is
gotta
there?
open them up. I don't know. They've been open, so.
Oh, there's more in
Oh,
here.
I can't wait. I'm scared. What's in here? What do you got in yours?
Oh, they're actually Craft Beer Nation branded.
What?
So, you know what, guys? If you want to send us gifts on the show, just reach out to us. And,
Oh man, look at this.
Look at, like, I feel so dirty. Tap the camera. You know?
These are so small.
These
Craft Beer Nation.
And now screenshot this again and say who would look better in these mampers.
Why is your sticker so big?
You know what they say, Tim? 25 times the weight.
Wetness indicator? No.
I can't. Honestly,
man, I
I
haven't
would
seen
just
one of
think
these
it
in
would be
so long.
fantastic. One episode, we just sit in
Is
here
this
and
like
wear
a
them.
COVID thing?
Oh, frick! Look at that.
I didn't need a mask at all that whole time.
No. Oh, they're all branded.
I know. All the way
All
through.
of them. All of them
that's
are
a lot of
branded.
work. That's a dedicated
Yeah,
gift right there.
that is fantastic. Mr. Dickow, there's some mampers for you.
Claude, get yours on.
Claude's gonna share yours. Barry's got them on now. And
Look at this. My meat barely fits in here.
every single one of these is branded from our friends at Craft Beer Nation.
They got us good.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Well, they'll be put
Well,
to good use.
Barry's literally
he's
putting them
getting them
on,
on.
so I mean,
This is actually a very practical gift for him. So,
yeah, at 65, you should be rolling into these.
oh, look at that. Get him on. Get up.
Oh, look at him go! Wow, where did Mr. Dickow get that sun shirt?
He looks like he's done this before.
Is that, well,
Give us the back view.
yeah, turn around. Let's see the gluteus minimus.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there it is. Oh, gosh.
Oh, where's the logo?
Can't unsee that. I think it's
Oh,
in the nether
okay,
regions.
so we're going to have to lay down and show us the logo.
Spread them. I can't.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
just can't.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, there's the logo.
Yeah,
We
there it
see
is. It's just peeking out.
If you don't mind putting your heels on the rafters.
I saw this hammock over there. That's what it was, right?
Yeah, it was.
It was comfortable.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah,
comfortable.
go grab the sex swing for you, Barry.
You never know what you're going to see on TNL.
Norma looks like she's still high from the 70s. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, that
Okay.
was good.
We do got some news.
Oh, Dave, that was well played, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, Scooter left. He left for 2 minutes and he came back to this. You don't leave.
Entertainment
Like I
news.
said about this beer, normal is weird.
I've been kicked out of the bedroom again.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
Poor Travis.
what are we gonna win today? I haven't even put the prizes together.
You're gonna win some
But
diapers.
you're gonna win some. You're gonna win some stickers from Craft Beer Nation on some diapers. So they're definitely going in. I don't care who you are. You're gonna win those. Okay. From Morning View Mercantile, the prizes are there.
Oh, what are these? Oh, the
Oh, look at
sour
those.
apple
Those got
rings.
real big.
Oh, those
Those
are
got
huge.
real big.
They swelled right up.
Yeah, they did.
Some might say engorged. Oh, and the chicken curry.
Oh, that's supposed to be to die for.
Somebody's going home with that.
And Colleen didn't quite finish the story about it earlier, so I'm here on a cliffhanger. But I heard it was really good. Ted, is that my buddy Ted? I think that's Ted here. He got his buddy Ted
from the gym.
Yes, from the gym. You better stick around, Ted. You better get yourself a Flamingo card. Ted was in here yesterday, saw the studio.
Nice.
And I think I convinced him to buy an auto bobbin.
Oh.
I don't know, Ted. Let us know in the comments.
It'll change your life.
Okay,
Really
so
will.
also in the prizes is $25 Craft Beer Nation.
Yep. Gift card.
And then also in the prizes is the first time you've seen it is here on TNL, and Mr. Dickow, the mayor, is wearing the brand new sun shirts, who are sponsored by Mr. Stephen Lyle at Triple Point Chemical.
Yeah.
And as we say something like that, we also need to say something like this. That flying goes free. You just got to go get a card, go to the website, download your card, and then play along with us. We're going to tie a couple flies, and then we're going to be ready to play some flying go. And that's how you win. Can't remember what else was in the prize package.
I don't
Doesn't
know.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Lots of good
there'll
stuff.
Be lots of stuff
Okay,
in there. We'll
as
tell you
always,
more.
and you're not gonna win because the Wizard's gonna win. So I don't even have to do that anymore. But yeah, the sun shirts in there. We got a bunch from Morning View Mercantile. We got $25 to Craft Beer Nation. Oh, just like something else was in there.
Roger says, when my wife asks me how I spent my night, I'm going to have to lie. Top 10 comments ever.
Oh yeah, that is definitely.
Oh, that's too good.
That is good. That is really good.
Good stuff.
I think I said it at the beginning. Weird is normal.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
you guys got your bingo cards. Put a thumbs up in the comments. If Bruce is digging the flamingo behind you,
Yeah. Really nice.
put in the comments a thumbs up if you got your bingo, because we're gonna move on here. We're gonna tell you a few more things, just like the Eye of 4. Okay, guys, I want you to know that Triple Point Chemical, which is Stephen Lyle, and they're local here. Okay. Everything at I4 is taken care of from Triple Point Chemical.
Yeah. What a gem.
Yep.
Thank you enough.
It's like you just got to get the tickets. Everything else is taken care of by Triple Point Chemical. And as well, a bunch of those sun shirts got made up by Triple Point Chemical that you saw Mr. Mayor wearing earlier. And they're just a giveaway. So a whole swack of them is going to be given away at IF4 if you come to IF4. And in the next couple weeks of TNL, we're going to be giving them away. Super unique and super awesome. I really love the color.
Digging
And Barry, you look handsome. Super handsome in those diapers. And does he know they're supposed to? Do you think he's just going to straight up piss his
I was
pants
hoping
tonight?
he would just would.
Like, wait, how serious do we take this guy?
Just an extra layer of
It
absorption.
might be the last night of the couch, folks. We're going to call that soiled.
Oh, gross.
Oh, that's how she goes. Okay, so also Last Best Place, a film you can't see anywhere else, is going to be shown at I4 in Olds, Alberta, Canada. And like we said earlier, we didn't say it earlier, but one time we did, is there's a pancake breakfast going to be at Rocky Mountain Fly Shop. And our friends at Friesen Brothers, the sponsor of the Bacon Cam, are donating all of the food for the morning, for all the
amazing.
pancakes and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? The same place that Mr. and Mrs. Dickow fell in love.
It's true.
It is true.
Long
It's
time
come full
ago.
circle. And so anyways, that's all going to be there. I believe Mr. Struthers and Brendan are going to be flipping flapjacks and all that stuff. So, yeah, because we have awesome friends, we have awesome sponsors, and we have awesome people who just show up every single night. We got to do this. Wear diapers on live streams. Right? It's a doodle.
It's a doodle.
And Cam, how do you know this? Have you watched yourself in the mirror?
Just a maybe.
Yeah, blueberries. We could maybe find some
Ooh,
blueberries.
blueberries.
Maybe some chocolate chips.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. And if you're not in the area, come up to the area and hang out with us. And it's a really fun day because after the IF4, probably the coolest part though is that you're gonna see Last Best Place. Okay, a film we shot with Rocky Mountain Fly Shop on their home waters, and it's kind of a bit of a conservation piece.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit of a, make you do this. Oh, really?
Slightly provoking.
Wow. Yeah. Anyways, you got to come to see it, and that's all I'm saying. And how do you see it if you're not from the area? Well, TBD. Probably you don't.
Probably you don't.
I'm gonna try hard, but probably you don't. The last thing in there, like Mr. Dick Howe talked about, is guide school. We only have 2 spots left, and yeah. He's had a couple drinks. I might convince him. 2 spots left. We have not been this booked up this far out since the inception back in 2018. So if you do want to get in on that, or you just want to have a conversation, reach out to us, and we'd love to get you in the river, on the river, or just to hang out. Just conversation. Maybe it's not for you, and that's fine too, because that's what the conversation is going to do. It's just afford you that ability to make the proper decision. Free diapers if you come. Yeah, okay. Nick, time will tell. But yeah, I got lots of fun things to talk about, but we're going to talk about those at the end when we share our wins. What's important now? Can't wait to share that good stuff. So Tim,
Yeah.
should we tie some flies?
Let's do it. Let's get
Should we
going.
do what everyone came here to do?
tie some
Hang out
flies?
with me?
No.
All right.
All right. Let's tie some flies. So we are going to start off with the Hare's Ear parachute. Okay, so this at times, I'm going to take these off so I can actually see colors. Lots of times when you're tying in, these, it's kind of like that parachute Adams idea. It's like, this is fished as an emerger, so the way the hackle sits kind of has to be perfect, but doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to be done the right way. And people get intimidated by it. But I'm going to teach you some kind of tips and tricks to get through this fly, and many others that are tied in the same way. And hopefully you'll get a good pattern out of it. It's something you can try later on the river this year. So go ahead, get your kits open. We're going to get a new hook in the vise.
You might need the bib.
I
I usually left it up to the folks in the chat room.
we'll let them decide.
They're
I know
ruthless.
they want the
They're
bib. They always want it,
ruthless.
but they are ruthless.
They're
Yeah.
ruthless.
At least I can drool. Oh, this is
When
definitely
you
a
go to
bib.
the black, when you stay on the white. When you go to the black, when you stay on the white.
All right. Give me a second. I'm bibbing up, folks. Make this a little easier for you to see. Somehow it's so demoralizing wearing this thing, but it's a great idea. I just hate it. If you couldn't see the full me, it would be better. Okay, well, I am ready to go. So I am going to encourage you to get your materials out, sort them out in your little tin or on your table, get them to where you can kind of grab as we go. We're going to start off by getting our thread started on this hook. So we're going to start it off just behind the hook eye. And again, I'm using some UTC 70 in black. It's a pretty close color match to the hackle, which is a grizzly barred black and white. And it kind of hides pretty good at the end of the fly. So we're going to lay a nice little thread base back towards the rear end of the fly. And I'm just going to bring it back up just in front of the hook point. And we're going to get right at putting in our tail material. So whether you're using elk or deer hair, it doesn't really matter. But what I like about this specific patch that we have for you guys is you can tell the tips are barred. So it gives a really nice appearance to that tail versus just being one straight color. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a little piece of hair off that. Now you really don't need much. Like that would probably be enough for like 3 flies, but I'm gonna take off a little bit bigger chunk than you might need, because as we pull out the under fluff on the deer hair, sometimes we kind of lose some volume. So I'm just gonna snip that little piece off the patch. I'm gonna do my best to keep the tips aligned in my fingers. It's doubtful that I will stack this unless it looks really bad, which it looks okay. But this is still a little bit too much.
Let the folks know what to do if you're going too fast.
Yeah, so if you at any time have any questions or you want me to slow down or anything like that, all you gotta do is drop SOS in the comments. That's kind of Dana's cue. He'll be reading, he'll see it, and he'll do little flashing lights, and we'll know to stop, give you a second to catch up or answer a question if needed, okay? I'll try not to go too quickly, but sometimes I just get into it and I'm going, so if you need me to slow down, just let me know. So I'm gonna come.
Barry's giggling.
Why are you giggling?
I think he's peeing. He's trying out. He's on 14 pounds right now. 25. He's got a few more to go.
He's just over there taking a leak in the corner. Okay, I pulled a little bit more out of that. I'm happier with that amount. Now, I'm gonna kind of gauge the length of my tail off of the overall length of the hook shank. So if I have the very, very tips kind of just at the back, I'll transfer that back to my fingers and I'm gonna tie it in that position. Now the reason I like to do it this way, where I brought my thread back forward, is it allows me to get nice and aligned right on top of the hook shank instead of having some of that stuff, that hair, sorry, try to move around. And then I'm just holding the tips in these fingers as I work my thread back towards the hook bend. Now we just gotta be a little careful that as we come back, we don't go so far that it actually causes that hair to tip over the back end of that bend. So if I pull too tight, you can see it flares a bit, and I don't really want it flared, so I'm gonna put a couple more loose wraps to kind of force it back down so it's not so flared. More like that, then I'll bring my thread back forward. Now I gotta get rid of this, the butt ends of this hair, so I'm just gonna lift that up and I'm gonna cut it at a shallow angle to get rid of that. And just make sure you get any little pieces out. Not super critical as we're gonna put other materials over top of this, but let's do our best to kind of clean that up. Like so. And then I'm just gonna cover up those butt ends, like so. And now the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be working on getting this kind of post situated where I want it to be for later in the fly. So I'm gonna pick a spot that's roughly a third of the hook shank back. Or you could also gauge off the hook eye and give yourself a couple of hook eyes back from the hook eye itself. So somewhere in there is about where I'm gonna tie in this post. Now in your kit, you've got this post material, like parapost material. It's a synthetic material. I'm gonna get you to go ahead and cut about an inch section off, so somewhere in there. The way I like to tie this in is I double the material over, so this will create too much bulk if I use all of it, so I'm actually just gonna pull a little bit off that clump, probably a third of it. I'll pull away, and I'll kind of cord it back up in my fingers like this. That's gonna be even just a little bit too much, so I'm gonna take a little more out. It's not too crucial if you have too much or too little, it's just, you kind of get the feel of it in your hands, how much you like. Somewhere in there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find the midway point in that piece. I'm gonna lay it right on top. I'll put a thread wrap to gather it up right on top of the hook shank. Take a couple more. And then from there, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift it up together. I like to kind of spin it so it gathers itself together. And then I'm just gonna be working on building this post into place. So I'm gonna do a few wraps kind of on the back side, on the front side. It almost makes a bit of a thread dam to hold it in its position before I start to wrap up the post. Now once I feel good about that, now I need to actually create a ramp up the post where I'm gonna end up putting my hackle at the end. So at the start, it's kind of annoying because this post is very movable. So I'm basically gonna keep that post in my hands as I rotate my bobbin around, and using a finger on the same hand that's holding the post, I'm gonna work some thread wraps kind of loosely up and back down the post. And this is just gonna start to build the base, so eventually I'll be able to just do a bunch of wraps without having to hold the post. But I need to get the first little bit done first, so I'm gonna do a handful of those. That'll build a little bit of rigidity in it, so now I can come up and I should be able to just start wrapping up the post. And I'm obviously not pulling super hard right here, otherwise it would move the post around. Now how how tall do you go up on the post? And that it's kind of a personal decision thing, but you do need enough space to get about, 3 to 4 turns on a hackle. So when I look at it, anytime I position this, if I've positioned it in the right place on the hook shank, I like to look at the post height and kind of match it to the hook eye, so it looks like a perfect half of a box. And those two lengths are going to be very similar in length. So I could maybe go up a touch more, but I wouldn't want to go too much higher than I am right there.
Okay, so Ken Hall said, can I spin the post in any direction?
How do you mean? Sorry. I'm not sure I understand the question.
So going up the post, can you go?
Oh yeah, definitely. Doesn't matter. Just pick a direction.
Do you recommend one direction?
It's so invalid when you have to set yourself up
No,
for it.
it's not. But it's a serious question.
Any direction. Yeah, so like for myself, because I am a left-handed tyer, I most of the time prefer to work counterclockwise on a post. Like for me, I don't know, I just always work counterclockwise. I'm not right-handed, so I don't know if that feels uncomfortable if you are, but that's the direction that I prefer to go. What's that?
9 o'clock.
Go ahead, Barry.
As I'm a right tire, I'm a clockwise turner.
You're a clockwise turner? Okay, so maybe it is completely opposite. Yeah. So you're going to find a way that's comfortable for you. It doesn't matter in the overall effect of the fly at the end of it, but it's definitely a thing that you need to do what feels comfortable. Okay, so we're making some progress here. What we need to do next is we need to grab, you got some gold tinsel in there, okay? Just one single piece of tinsel. I would cut it down to about 4 or 5 inches. You don't need a super long piece. And even this will probably do quite a handful of flies. And now I'm gonna tie this in just behind the post. I'm gonna do it on the near side of the fly to myself. And I'm gonna take some thread wraps down, taking this all the way down to where I finished at the tail. Now this is gonna be the ribbing on the fly. It's gonna come back up over the hare's ear at the end. So make sure you got that good and locked in position, because that is a very slippery material. And now we're gonna go over to our hackle. So you're gonna have some hackle in your kit. We're going to prepare this hackle. This one, so if you have one that has quite a bit of webby stuff at the bottom, we don't want to use the very bottom because it hasn't come to a consistent size until it moves up a little higher. And you can see now this feather looks consistent from the back all the way to the front.
So just something to add about hackle. And in the kits, are you getting primo hackle? No. So something Tim said about that consistency is things to look for when you go purchase yourself, a $200 hackle, right?
Yeah.
Versus a couple pieces to learn to tie a fly.
Yep. Both are gonna work basically the same, but what you just need to understand is when it comes to, let's say this is a size 12 hook, if someone's very serious about it, they have a hackle gauge and they'll actually measure out the hackle while still attached to a cape to make sure it's the right one. And obviously on a really expensive cape, that whole feather is gonna be the same size.
Yeah.
Whereas if you had, like, for instance, one like this, you can tell how webby it is at the back. Your only really usable part would start up in here, and that's gonna give you that consistent. Whereas, a really expensive hackle would have the whole way is just gonna be a consistent size, and it would be much longer. It's all done in genetics with the chickens, but
the roosters and
they
whatever.
they'd actually get very crazy and geeky about their genetics, but they produce great capes. So.
Just things to understand when you're getting into the hackles. You're probably not going to have yourself a primo hackle. And I don't suggest going after the primo hackles for a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Until you really know what you're doing, it's not crucial, and you'll end up wasting a lot of really
money.
Expensive feathers on something that's not super needed.
Do you prefer neck hackle versus saddle for tying parachutes?
I prefer a saddle for almost everything. If it's a good cape, because the saddle, it's a much longer feather, so you can get way more out of one piece. But often you're gonna see the saddle is gonna be what's the other option? I'm blanking right now. Not saddle, the other one. You just said it.
Neck.
Yeah, sorry, the neck. So on the neck, you often get a wide range of sizes in one cape, whereas a saddle, most of those feathers are gonna be the same size. That's kind of the pros and cons of those two. Okay, if everybody's good and kind of caught up, let's keep going. So let's prepare this hackle. So what I'm gonna do is once I've kind of found that consistent size that I want, I'm gonna come down to the base of the feather and I'm gonna strip back and give myself a bit of bare stem. Okay, now the reason is I need to tie it in as well as I'm gonna tie this up the post. So I need it to be long enough that when I tie it in, I can tie it in on the hook shank and go all the way up the post. So that first wrap is gonna be feather, or is gonna be stem and then feather. So if you can, try to find the underside of the feather. It's not super crucial, but for appearances and how it looks, it's nice if you can orient this the right way. So I can tell this is the underside because it's the dull color and the other side is a lot darker. So put the dull underside against the post as you wrap it up. I'm gonna hold it in place. I'm gonna tie it in on the hook shank first, so right here. And I'm gonna make sure I get that secured all the way down to the eye. And then once I come back to just in front of the post, I'll lift it straight up. I'm gonna pinch it with my finger, oriented the way that I want it to be on the post. And then I'm slowly gonna do like I did at the start, just a few wraps up the post to make sure it's not going anywhere. And then I'll do a few more wraps back down to make sure that it's fully secured. It is kind of awkward working around the posts, but you kind of do just get used to it. And then I can just make sure it's double secured and bring my thread back down to the bottom. So if you did it right, you should have the underside, like you can see there, is against the post, and hopefully that's gonna orient for us properly once we start to wrap it. So now it is kind of annoying because you've got this feather that's just gonna be hanging out there, but let's work back again to the tail. You wanna cord up your thread, and all that means is give it a good spin, and that's gonna make it as tight as possible at the back. And this is where we're gonna build a dubbing noodle. So we're gonna grab our dubbing for the first time, and if you're looking at your kit, you've probably got enough dubbing to do about 300 of these flies. There's a ton in here, which is awesome, but it's good because this hare's ear is such a good dubbing, and you'll use it in a lot of fly tying. So don't waste it, stuff it away in a little baggie or in one of the bags it comes in, and use it again at another time. So I'm gonna grab some pinches off here. Now I wanna build about a 4-inch dubbing noodle. I wanna spin it very tight because there is a lot of barbed pieces that comes from that rabbit actual fur. There's more coarse hair and some of the under dubbing. So we wanna make sure that we wrap this nice and tight in our dubbing noodle. So remember, as I come in and I wrap on this thread, I'm moving my fingers in one consistent direction, not back and forth like this, because that won't help secure the thread. So I'm gonna start to spin that on.
Quick question here from Eric.
Yeah.
Just he wanted you to redo the dubbing there.
Redo the dubbing?
Yeah. He said twist it or just roll it.
Yeah, so I mean it's a twisting motion, right? Rolling, twisting, it's gonna be basically the same verbiage, but like I'm putting it in my fingers, placing my fingers on the thread, and then twisting it. One direction.
Wasn't even a question.
Son of a gun. Walk into it every time.
All right. Thank you for answering.
You're welcome. So I'm gonna continue building this down. Now, we do want a bit of a taper in this because we want it to look more bulky up at the head than we do down at the tail portion, but we can also do that by just adding extra wraps as we're going up. So if we want to just create a really consistent dubbing noodle, we can also just do that, kind of like I did. I didn't really build any taper into it. Now what I'm gonna do is start taking wraps until the dubbing starts to lay down, and then I'm gonna just slowly work my wraps forward, and remembering that I might take a couple of wraps at a time in the same spot to create that bulk as I move up the fly. Now when you put the ribbing back over, it's gonna compress it a bit, so you're actually probably gonna add a little bit more than you think you should be adding. And I'm gonna build up even more right behind the post. Now at this point, I'm gonna lift everything up and take my thread to just in front of the post. Now, we're gonna bring the ribbing, but we're only gonna bring it up to this point. It's very difficult to rib all the way to the front and then go to the post after, because we would have to work back over our work and it would condense that dubbing in a way that wouldn't look right. So from this point...
Is the ribbed part like for your pleasure or the fish?
Well, it should be for the fish. Dirty boy. Okay, so I'm just gonna slowly open palmer this flash up. Now you can choose how firm you want to pull on this, but if you pull too tight, it's going to make it appear that you're almost making a bunch of dents in that dubbing, so I don't want to go super tight with it. But I'm going to go all the way till I can pass that in front of the post, and then I'm going to use my thread to secure it, like so. Come back on the other side, take a couple wraps, and then I can go ahead and I can trim out a flash. Okay, now we still need to fill in that gap in front of the post with some dubbing, so let's go back and make another little dubbing noodle. This one won't need to be as long, but it does need to be a little bit of material. So make another dubbing noodle because we want this head to look nice and plump. It's kind of where the body on this fly would be the biggest. It's always easy to take some off or to put some more on, so don't worry about that. So I'm gonna start off by going right down to the eye and then working my way back towards the post. Now this is where it gets really important because if I don't cross over properly, I'm gonna leave some gaps on that post where the material isn't covering up my thread. So I need to do a couple of little cross wraps right there. I've got a little too much dubbing, so I'm gonna pull just a bit off. And this is also really important. I need to finish with my thread laying against the post. Now, reason for that being is that's how we're gonna orient. So I'm gonna actually change the direction of this fly in my vise to do the post. That's what actually makes it easier than trying to wrap the post and whip finish it like this, is I'm now at this point gonna take it out of my vise, and you can tell when I lay it like this, now the thread is actually laying on the post itself instead of on the hook shank. And I'm gonna fix it back into my vise and lay it like so. So now I'm actually just gonna be working off the post. I don't ever go back onto the hook shank at all. The rest of the work is gonna be done right here on the post. So I'm gonna take a couple of wraps just right at the base of the post, kind of reestablish that as the bottom. And now the part that everyone seems to hate, doesn't need to be too tough. Moisten your fingers a bit, pull that post together, give it a little twist, kind of gathers all those materials. Now, which direction you wanna spin doesn't matter. For me, again, I kind of like the counterclockwise. So I'm gonna get that first wrap of the hackle. We gotta go one time all the way around in the same place. And this is where it takes a little bit of extra time and care to get it started. But if you can get the wrap started properly, you'll get this hackle to lay out really nice and to give you just a really smooth appearance that everybody kind of wants out of their dry flies. So you should be able to get about 3 to 4 turns of it laying out like that. I don't think I can get maybe we'll go one more, make it nice and tight. And now at this point, I need to take my thread, and just as if I was on the hook shank, I need to do a wrap with my thread over top of the stem of that hackle. And I'm gonna do a couple of them. I'm being very careful, trying not to trap any of those little fibers, because obviously I wanna use as much of that hackle as possible, and I don't wanna pin it down against the fly. Before I cut that hackle out though, I am gonna whip finish it right where it is because I don't wanna accidentally have that slip on me. That'd be kind of a bummer. Okay, so this for some reason is something that people really don't like. They find this part difficult. They'd rather kind of cheat and come back to the eye on the fly to whip finish, but then you always can see your thread go across. Is that super important? Probably not, but if we're getting better at our tying, let's try to do it the right way. So give yourself some space on your thread. We're gonna set up like we're gonna whip finish like any other time. Now all I gotta do is I need to come in and try to work around that hackle the best I can, trying not to trap hardly any of those fibers. We're gonna do a 3 to 4 turn whip finish. This whip finish isn't quick because I have to take my time and make sure all the other materials are out of the way. And I'm gonna slide that down and finish it right on the post. Make sure that thread is nice and tight. And at this point, I should be able to go in, trim out my thread, but a really good tester is pull on your thread and then let some tension off. If that feather moves at all when you let tension off your thread, you need to do another whip finish or it's all gonna fall apart. So I can come in here and trim that out. Again, trying not to trim any other material. And then I'll come in here and get the hackle out from this side. And then what I like to do is I like to spin around at this point and see if I have any hackle that's trapped down. I have a little bit right there. Go ahead and trim that out. And then because this hair ear has a bunch of those guard hairs, I don't really want it to look that buggy. So if anything's hanging down kind of in this space where my scissors are, I'm just gonna do a quick little trim on that, make sure that there's nothing sticking out that way. And then the last thing to do is just to trim my post. So I'm gonna come in again, twist it a bit. The height of the post is really up to you, but you do wanna leave enough that you can see it. That's kind of the whole reason that it's there. So I'm gonna leave a little bit of a post that I can see. Now I'm gonna reorient this in my vise. so it's a little easier to see. This is what we should be left with. If you take your thumb and you give a little push on top of that post, it'll also spread it out a little bit, makes it a little bit more visible. Also helps floating to get in there and to look a little better. And that's your Hare's ear parachute, guys. Hopefully yours turned out something like this. Great little pattern. Give it a try. See how it works for you on your local waters. I know I'm definitely pretty curious about it. It's not one I have had the privilege of fishing before, so give it a try. But when in Rome.
Wow.
There
Great
it
job,
is.
Tim.
Thank you.
The boys did great when you were gone,
They did.
and you did great when you got back. That's
It's my
poetic.
bib.
You got to leave that on because you're about to go down to a Murdich Minnow.
Murdich Minnow time.
Oh, okay. Questions about the parachute Hare's ear. Some people thought it was a parachute Adams. The difference might be in the dubbing.
That's really the only difference, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's check out here a few seconds. See if you guys have any questions. We'll get the mayor back in. Mayor, how did that go?
Perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Take it.
Perfect. What's your favorite pattern to tie?
Well, I like the dries.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know if I've got a favorite one.
And when you like the dries, do you like your Pampers dry?
Oh, I'm still dry.
The Pampers are going to be dry because your jeans aren't. I'm just going to say the order.
Wet taste after.
There's the order to which those went down. All right. Any questions about how to fish this? Any questions about floating to use on these? Let us know. We can answer them as we keep going.
Owen's got a good point there. Owen, that's a great point. So if I were to have trimmed that post first, you're right, it would make it easier to whip finish around. It's a preference thing, but definitely, if you find it easier, trim that post first, and then when you go to whip finish, you're not having to work your whip finish all the way around it.
Yeah.
My whip finish, this is like the little bit larger size one, so it has a little bit more space than some do. So especially if you have the smaller one, definitely do that.
Another thing to remember, Barry, go ahead.
Something that I learned from Davey McPhail was when you do your post and you want to do the whip finish, is if you take your thread and make sure it comes up against the body, and then the body will slide your thread all the way along without wrapping up into your hackle. Eh?
And I watched, compared to the quick tie, this was a much better one.
It's true. The quick
No, that's
tie was
a little tip that I learned years ago from old Davey.
that was a difference in the two flies.
Yeah.
And that's
a little trick
that.
that
It's a
it
great
works
tip.
good.
So Chaz brings
great
tip. Chaz brings tips. The mayor brings tips.
So many tips. Start an appendix.
When are you
just
gonna
for
bring
tips.
your tips? We're gonna bring a tips jar here. Yeah.
It's a gold eye fly for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's always a gold eye fly. Okay. We're gonna come back and we're gonna tie the Murdich Minnow. We just gotta kind of adjust a few things on the camera. It's a bigger fly. You know what I mean? And the other thing to remember, if you're watching along and you're like, well, that was way too fast. How am I ever gonna do that? You don't have to rewatch the live stream because the quick ties, they usually come out the day after. So essentially, Tim just gives you a full tutorial on how to tie that fly. And that'll be on our YouTube channel. So they're like 10 to 15 minutes long. And you don't have to thumb through all of the live stream to find that. Mm-hmm. So what's fun about using the two together is because you can ask questions in the live stream. The mayor's not on the quick ties, so when he throws out a tip or two, it just kind of builds to your toolbox of a fly tire. To join in and ask questions and maybe hear some things here that you don't hear in the quick tie. But that's a great way to also learn to tie the flies is to go and I know the mayor rewatches live streams a lot. He watches the quick ties, and a lot of people in here tie with us, and then they take the other materials and they go watch the quick ties, and then they do it again. And that's kind of how we designed the kits that we use for these flies.
I just used my bib. That was good.
Oh, that's not the purpose of the bib.
Yes, it is.
I can't wait for you to use your
I could use that too.
Okay. We're going to thank our sponsors, and we're going to come right back, and we're going to tie the Murdich Minnow. So I think we're going to use like a UTC 140 in white. If you don't have white, then use
Just use a thicker
anything.
thread. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
White's a great thread to have because you can always take a marker and color it at a later time. So get some white. All right, we'll be right back. Can't find the button. It's right there. At the pinnacle of every climb, when victory meets hunger, there's one companion climbers trust. Morning View Mercantile, crafting meals for the summit. Experience culinary excellence where the air is thin. Witness the power of gourmet at altitude. Within minutes, taste meets triumph. Indulge in the flavors of success. Morning View Mercantile, your partner in conquering summits, your reward at the top. Morning View Mercantile, where elevation meets flavor.
Fishing was great. I caught a rainbow, which was incredibly fun. Watching that thing jump out of the water, super exciting.
There you go, you're on. Good job. It's okay. If he's gonna buck, let him buck. he's gonna go for.
I dropped my fly line for a minute, scared myself.
That's awesome, yeah. So rainbow trout.
Wow.
So, yeah, crazy to see them up this high.
We're back. That's the beauty of live TV / YouTube. Barry's throwing his underwear at me now.
Can't believe you took them off.
Tim's gonna tie a fly.
All right. We got one more.
Murdich Minnow.
One more to go here, guys. We got the Murdich Minnow. So definitely a little bit of an unconventional looking pattern, okay? But bear with me here. This is gonna look really good in the water. It wasn't actually, I thought this would be a design for saltwater almost pattern, but it doesn't appear that that's actually where it's been used the most. I'm using freshwater. This is the popular color for it, but I could imagine this in like an olive or tan or brown or black being very good as well for a local water. So definitely something to keep in mind if you're gonna tie it in other colors. So this is what it looks like. Let's take you through it.
Just add something to the colors. There's like no weight on this.
Yeah, there's no weight. Yeah, this is a weightless fly and mostly synthetic. So
Yeah.
it sheds water well. It'll sink actually pretty well for its overall
for what
weight.
it is.
Fishing it in with something with like an intermediate line would be fantastic, I would think. So
Or just add a bunch of, like you could add dumbbell eyes instead of these.
Yeah.
It could be done kind of a similar way. Or you could add a bunch of lead wraps
lead
under
wraps
that
underneath.
chenille there.
Yep. Yeah, any of those additives would change the effects of this fly. So
Yeah.
give it a try.
Interesting.
But let's take you through the original way it's done. We'll get that one out of the vise. We'll get another hook in. So we're using a 3X.
Paul just asked the
Long.
question about. We answered it. I didn't see the question, but we just talked about it.
Oh yeah, Paul, absolutely. Yeah, so we kind of answered that for you. But yeah, there's definitely ways to add weight to it, whether it be lead wraps or lead eyes. Either or would be completely appropriate on this pattern. Okay, so let's get this party started. So we're gonna go over with our UTC 140. I'm using white. Reason I'm using a little bit heavier thread is because I am tying in some bucktail at the back, and it does help bind it a little better if it's a little thicker thread. So I'm just gonna lay a nice thread base in all the way down to about that barb. And that's where we're gonna basically be tying in our first few materials. So we'll trim that out. Now you got a little bit of this bucktail here. So this bucktail is taken from the very tip of the bucktail itself. So there's not a lot of flare to it, which is good. It's what we want. What we're actually doing with this little bit of bucktail is just supporting the flash materials that we're putting underneath or over top of it. And it should just brace them and keep them up versus trying to make this big flared look. So we are grabbing just a very little bit of this. We're not gonna grab very much at all. I'll get this out of here and I'll kind of show you how much that looks like in my fingers. It's even a touch much. Should be about right. So somewhere in this neighborhood, very, very sparse. We're not gonna stack it. The only thing I would say is if you have any super long pieces out on their own, just go ahead and pull those ones out. But they don't have to be perfectly aligned. That guy out. That's just what we're gonna use it as is. This is what's gonna support the flash material. So I want this to stick out the back of the fly roughly a full hook shank in length. So I'm just gonna do a rough measurement from the hook eye to the back of the bend. I'm gonna translate that to the back, and this is where I'm gonna tie it in. I do wanna tie this in right on top of the hook shank, so I'm gonna switch my hands here and I'm gonna hold good pressure and keep it pinched so it's up on top of the hook shank. I'm gonna do a gathering wrap to grab that bucktail and to hold it up on top. And I'm just gonna do a few thread wraps back down the hook shank. And then I'm gonna come back up while lifting on that bucktail. I'm gonna take some wraps right up to the edge of the bend. And it should lay fairly flat. And before I move on to get rid of the butts, I wanna lift this up and I wanna throw a couple of thread wraps up underneath. So put it down on the hook bend and slide it up. And that's gonna support that and kind of keep it up at level or even a little above level. And then I'll come back down here. I'm gonna take this to about the midway point on that hook shank, and then I'll lift this up and I'll cut it off at a bit of a shallow angle. And then I'll just enclose those butts with some thread wraps. And then I'm gonna come right about to the point to where we're gonna tie in our first flash material. So the first one we're gonna put in is you've got a bunch of crystal flash in your kit. Just take one really long strand out of there, and we're gonna double this over a couple of times, finding the points, doubling it up, and then I'm gonna grab my scissors and come in, slide it down so I'm cutting in even portions, down like so. I'm still holding those two together. I'm gonna slide back down and I'm gonna grab the other two tips and align them with these two tips. Get those together. And then I'm gonna cut those one more time. So I should be left with a total of 4 strands, okay? And when I double this over, it's gonna make 8 in total that I tie in. I want you to find the midway point on the strands, just roughly. And I'm gonna tie this in right up on top, so it's just gonna likely extend just beyond that bucktail. Tie it in right on top. All of the flash is gonna go in right on top. We're not gonna be tying it down the sides or anything like that. Take a few thread wraps up to secure it. Then I'm gonna grab these 4, bend them rearward, and do the same thing again. Take those thread wraps right up to that hook bend. So now we should have a total of 8 strands hanging out the back. So there is quite a bit of flash in this fly. And then we also have this mylar flash in your kit. So you're gonna have a whole bunch of this stuff too. Kind of hard to see on camera, but you can see how it glints really well. We are going to grab, these are shorter pieces, so we're actually gonna tie, we're just gonna fold this one over one time, match up the tips. We're just gonna have to do it with 2 different pieces. So once I get my 2 pieces at the tips, then I'll come down into the bottom and trim it. Find that midway point like we did the last time. These are likely gonna be a little longer than the crystal flash. I'm gonna tie that in right on top. And then like I did before, I'm gonna grab the other 2, bend them rearward, and take them all back to that hook bend again. And I'm gonna bring my thread back forward, and now all I'm gonna do is that one more time, and then we get to move on to the body of the fly. This is kind of the time-consuming portion of the fly. So I'm gonna take one more piece of that mylar flash, and I'll just repeat the process I just did. Match up the tips. Cut it in half. And I'm just gonna do the same thing. Find that midway point. And I'm gonna tie these in right on top again like the last time. Make sure we don't bind down any of those pieces. And then fold the other 2 back.
Scooter just wants to remind you that by this time last week, we were at Chas tip 2,975,471.
So many tips.
Yeah, so anyways, if you want to just throw 1.
Everything's a tip. I just don't say it's a tip.
You have to say it's a tip. And
Oh,
my
man.
teleprompter went down, so
Oh no.
yeah, I'm afraid if I did this button, it would open and it all shut down. Afraid.
Okay, so now we
Maybe
got
that's
all of
the
our
problem. I'm not like actually writing your tips on the
yeah,
screen.
that's what it is. We got all the flash tied in, so now I want to kind of take it and pull it even. And just a quick tip about this is we're gonna come in here, and if you have
There
any...
it is. There it is.
welcome.
It's a tip. It's here.
You just gotta have that word in there.
Yeah, if you've got any pieces that are sticking out much further than the others, just kind of trim them back just a smidge. It doesn't need to be evenly tapered or anything like that. Just if there's any that are way out to lunch, I still got a couple that are out there. Little fur, a little fur.
Little fur.
Little fur.
A little fur. No one likes a little fur.
No, nobody likes little fur. Like so. Okay, so those all should be fairly nicely tapered or at a similar length. Now we get to move on to the next portion of this fly. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my thread back forward, and I'm gonna go about to the midway point, maybe just a shave under the midway point. And I'm gonna go to, this is, and if you're thinking, hey, that's the parapost material we used in the last fly, you would be correct. We're gonna cut off a piece like this. So this is probably like 12 or 13 inches worth. Right? I think. Too funny.
So funny.
I know. Nobody likes my jokes. Okay, so I've cut that off. And what I'm gonna do here now is I'm gonna grab a brush or this is like apparently very Velcro.
Oh yeah. I think Chas went through it. It was just like having like a phobia of scratching it.
Yeah. So all I'm using this for is I just want to brush out this material. I want to just kind of fluff it up a bit. So I just have a Velcro brush here that I'm using, and
Where's it from?
This is from Shore actually. It's one of their tools. A really nice little tool actually.
Heavy
Very
weighted.
fancy. It's very heavy. It's like a heavy utensil in your hand.
Yeah.
So I'm just combing that all out. It might seem counterproductive, but I'm doing that, and then I'm gonna kind of roll it back together. It just helps get any of the little knots in there out.
Gives it volume.
Gives it volume. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna double this over. Okay, so it's doubled. I got my loop at the bottom. I'm gonna come in, cut that loop. Now I've got double the portion on either side. And what I'm going to do on just one side, because it doesn't matter on the other to start with, is I'm going to come in here and cut this off perfectly even.
Cool.
What are you
So
laughing
you
at?
missed last week. I had to throw myself on the screen. Here gets weird. So last week, Chaz is one of his tips. Alpha Greek letter 97009. He was taking tinfoil to the deer hair, or tinfoil to the deer hair stacker,
Oh, yeah.
and the
Make it
sound. I had to shut his mic off. Like it was. What are you doing there?
What?
You got that little pillow for?
This little pillow?
Uh-oh, tap it. It'll so focus.
My
Coffee.
camera's too good.
Coffee. Now we're promoting.
Sin. Still not a sin.
So anyways, the joke was no tinfoil ASMR.
Why tinfoil? Use a dryer sheet.
No, dude, he went. It worked. It
But
worked.
the noise.
Oh, it was next
terrible?
level. It was next level. It was great. It counted as a tip though.
Yeah, well, I guess if we're counting tips. Okay, so we're gonna tie in this material, and if I show you this other fly, you'll kind of get an idea what that's supposed to look like. So we're basically building the middle half of the body out of this synthetic. So I've got my cut edge right here. I want to tie it in so that it's roughly, I don't know, a quarter of the hook shank length out the back. It doesn't need to be super far out like this, because we don't want to cover up all that flash. We're just gonna have it hang out the back just a smidge. So I'm gonna do it on my side first. And when I tie this in, I want to kind of move the material around so it doesn't go all the way around, but just covers one half of the hook shank really well. So once I get that tied in, take a few wraps, I'll look at it, I'll show you guys. You can tell it pretty much engulfs that one side of the fly and leaves this side empty. And then I'm actually gonna, another great tip is to take this like this and push the hook right through the middle of it, and then just fold it to your side, okay? And once I fold it, I don't have to worry because I'm gonna trim that to the same length as the other one, but I hold it like right there, engulf it with some wraps. We don't have to worry about that little bit of bulk there because the next material is gonna cover it nicely. And I should be like this. So obviously one side is trimmed to length, one side is not. So then I wanna come in here and pull out this. It should separate really easily, like so. And I'm just gonna slide my scissors underneath of it, look from the top so I can match the same length as the other side, and I'm gonna trim it. So now if I show you, you can tell both sides are even, bottom, top, and side. Okay? We're pretty much done the hard stuff. Everything from here on out is really, really simple. It's all the laughing going on in the comments. Oh, old Chazzy. Last material, guys. And some eyes, but last material. We got some cactus chenille. Okay, so we're gonna come in here with this. I'm gonna pull some of the fibers off the end to expose that little ropey inside. And that little bit of rope on the inside is what we're gonna tie in so it doesn't slip around. We'll tie that in right where we left off at the back. Make sure it's good and secure. And now I'm gonna take my thread all the way forward, and I'm gonna leave it just behind the eye. I'm gonna do a quick little half hitch right here just to save my work. And then I'm gonna...
I just turned off Tim's earphones so he can't hear me.
I can't hear you, and I can't...
Don't worry. I'm so ready for the One Direction that he's about to say.
I don't know what's going on over there. Okay, so as we're palmering this forward, we're gonna try to do it in two directions. I could hear a little.
You're a liar too.
Don't say the direction, Tim. Everybody knows.
Oh, that's funny.
Too good. Way too good. All right, well, we all know which direction I'm going, and it's singular.
Travis sold me out.
Don't say it, Tim. As we move in that singular direction, we want to... I said singular!
It's still One Direction.
I'm gonna stroke the fibers.
I don't have one for that. I gotta get that song. Just stroke it to the left, stroke it to the right. I'll be better, guys.
I don't know how else to talk about this, guys. We're just gonna wrap this forward, and I'm gonna make it look good.
Okay, good.
So I'm gonna just do this.
Palmer it up the hook shank.
Palmer it up the hook shank. It is important that every time I pull that material back, because otherwise it looks all clumpy and not full. And we don't want that. So just keep pulling that material on every wrap. Pull it rearward. This really stacks up the chenille nice. You could just open Palmer it and it just wouldn't look full. So we want this to be nice and full like Barry's diaper. Mine's empty.
All 25 times the weight.
Yeah. So it is a bit tedious, but let's work this all the way forward.
He's dumping it out here on Claude.
Oh my gosh.
Is it still a golden shower?
Counts. Count it. It's no Dutch rudder, but it is a golden shower.
Barry, take those home as a keepsake.
Yeah, please. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we do need to take it right up to the eye, guys. We don't need to leave any extra space because we're not tying anything else in. But as always, as we're tying off a material, we need to come behind it. We need to go in front of it and repeat. Making sure that's good and locked in. Pull it all back. Put a few thread wraps right at the eye. And we're gonna whip finish that right in place, or you can half hitch it or whatever you'd like, whatever you prefer. Just gotta move around that material. Just like so. Make sure that's good and tight. We can touch that with some resin here in a minute so we don't have to worry too much about that knot. And then go ahead and trim out. You know how hard it is to focus when you have the entire freaking peanut club in one room? Yeah.
Oh, there's more, Tim. One day we'll get them all here.
Get them all in here. So the last thing I want to do before I put in my eyes, because if you noticed in your kit, you've got some eyes like this. So you are going to need some glue or resin of some kind. As always, you know I love my bone dry by Solar Res. That's what I'm going to be using. I think it's a very effective way to make these cure quickly. But if you had some super glue, that works as well. I just find the super glue often working against this material. It just sticks to your hands and then you're all stuck to it instead of just the eyes. So, but to make a place for those, I'm going to turn this sideways and I'm just going to trim a little flat piece that will help and kind of aid to be able to get those eyes to sit right there. So same place on both sides, just trim a little flat spot. And then another pro tip from Tim.
Oh wow, he's loaded. He's getting up to 4.
Is I take off 2 eyes and I stick them to the back of my hand. So I always know where they are. They're easy to grab and then you can set that paper aside because these actually seem to come off the paper sometimes pretty easily and then you lose them. So I like to just do it like that. Now, get your resin ready and get your light ready. What I like to do, another tip, is I turn it on right away and I just set it face down on the table.
Did it actually turn on?
It did.
Okay.
So it's ready to go. So once I put my glue in, get my eye on, it's ready to cure. So I'm just gonna put like a real good glob, kind of right where I want that eye to sit. Of course it is this UV, so it's not gonna cure till I want it to, so I can work with it a little bit. I'm gonna take that eye, roughly place it where I want it to be, and then I'm just gonna press down with the finger. And the beauty of this stuff is I just come in with the light.
Zap it.
If I don't have any glue on my finger, it's not gonna stick to my finger.
Yeah.
And then when I show it to you, it's in there nice and flat.
Look at that.
See, and you can tell why that little trimmed area is kind of a nice little important piece to this. Now I'll come to the other side and do the same thing. Now you do, I mean, the fish don't care, but if you want it to look semi-good, you do want to try to match up those eyes so they're in a similar place on either side. So I'm gonna do my best to line them up. Grab the next eye. Stick it right on there. Give it a little press down.
Zap it.
Zap it.
Oh, Tim.
You know what's working when it's smoking.
Tim.
There she is, folks.
I've completely
Rosina. Thanks, Rosina, for showing up.
Give her some dance music.
Gotta put her in the light. Where is it? Where is
She's
she?
a legend. She's a legend.
She is. She's
No,
crashed more
no.
shows than any other character.
She is. Season 2, she came alive.
She did.
She's almost as old as Bear. Season 3. No, it was the end of season 2 because she started crashing the show.
She really
And
did.
we had to get rid of her. It was the COVID year, which was the end of season 2.
Oh yeah, the one we had all in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
like
a
500 episodes.
33 episodes later. Episode 00000.
I know.
Okay, guys, what I like to do, just because I like to clean up anything that's up around the hook point, I'm going to go ahead with my crottery tool.
Hairline cautery tool. I don't know if Colin sells them yet.
I don't know. They're set. Honestly, like, I've got one at home, too, and
Ritz
I
go-
use this thing all the time.
Ritzko just bought one the
Oh,
other
I
day.
did. I saw that. You posted it, yeah. I think you got his on Amazon, yeah. Super cool little cautery tool. Works super well. It's just like a little, gets nice and hot. Really nice on deer hair
It's
or
for
any materials.
cauterizing.
For wounds is what
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Catch that thread?
Yeah. Okay, guys. So there is your Murdich Minnow. Kind of a funky little design minnow, but yeah, give it a try. See how it works for you. Definitely a different streamer pattern than you've probably seen in the past, but don't negate it. Give it a go.
So interesting.
I would think so.
Tim, are you switching your mics?
Yes, sir. I am.
Oh, yes, you're bringing us in. Okay, so now I could talk louder. So, interesting thing, if you've ever seen bait fish in the salt, they're not low. They're right on the surface. So, a lot of saltwater or bait fish type flies are not tied with weight. So they're not really meant to be... So river fishing is different for streamer fishing because...
Is it though? Think of the dingle dangle.
Tim, you're giving away secrets.
I'm not
and
gonna
that's a
say what
tip-
that is,
That's
but-
a tip I am not willing to part with tonight. The GB jiggle.
The GB jiggle. That's
Okay.
what it is.
I wish you could see this. I know Aaron's probably working. He's not here, but fly trout is. The double thin mint. So you take
Oh,
two
I forgot
thin
something.
mints.
Sorry. Keep going. But one added thing. Where's my marker?
Oh,
Take a dark marker
Yeah, that's a
and
good
color
point.
the back. So if you see what I did on this one, then you can keep
That's a
talking.
good point. You did forget that.
Most spade fish are darker on the back, so just brown or gray or black.
And it kind of adds to the, as they move, it shows that it's movement because there's contrast between no light and light. So I do that. So streamer fishing in a river is different than streamer fishing in an ocean because a lot of the bait fish are quite simply on the top, on the surface. Although it does happen in the rivers, you have current. Current has volume and you know, where are the fish lying? Is your fly getting down? It's not even so much so, like, I think of the same debate when people use like weighted nymph rigs. It's not so much that you need to get them to the bottom of the river. Yes, that could be a part of it, but I think it's about getting in the zone and staying in the zone and presenting in the zone. So there's a certain time of the year on the Bow River that you need to fish the deep chugging water. And now it's not so much so that you need to have weighted flies because the fish are, there are closer to the bottom, but it's more so just holding those flies in that zone a little longer. And that's the same kind of idea with streamer fishing. It's not that the weight's going to get that fly to the bottom, but that weight's going to just come down enough that it's going to get into the zone just a little bit longer. My 2 bits on weighted streamers.
And especially weighted streamers that say like the Krelix or the Clouser, where the weight's on the bottom, it actually acts like a jig and it gives you a pause.
Yeah.
So that's
huge.
also a huge.
And so what he's
piece.
saying there is like adding a 2-fly system. So on an unweighted fly like this, if you had a weighted fly up front, like such as a Krelix, which we tied earlier, those 2 flies in tandem are like one's dropping and the other one's just kind of like pausing and jigging. And oftentimes it gets hammered.
Mm-hmm. Many times.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna play some Flyingo here. real
Flyingo
soon.
time.
But Adrian, all the best to your little buddy there. Adrian's at the hospital with the little one. Asthma is ramped up, so yeah, hopefully quick in and out and get that under control.
Yeah.
It does look a lot like a surf candy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like when I was in, I think it was Mexico once, fishing for like baby tarpon, they had a fly that looked a lot like this in brown with the black back.
Yeah.
And it made me think of that, Joel, when you said that. It's like, yeah, it was bigger than this, but very, very similar tie. Would be worth trying for reds, yeah.
So a new beer that I'm trying here is the Banana Brown Ale from Hard Knocks Brewery, from our friends at the Craft Beer Nation. I've been drinking it for a bit.
I got clued on that. You choose. I'm not making decisions. It's all you. If it sucks, it's your fault, but... Oh. This is interesting.
Claude's delivering
And
you.
he's delivering me a stranger than coffee
It's like
and
maple syrup coffee to go with your coffees in.
Look at that.
Interesting beer. I don't think it doesn't taste brown ale or banana-y. It's just kind of lackluster flavor. I really love brown ales, and I don't know. I think this one missed the point
Gotta
somewhere.
Rate it out of 10.
I just think it's not a bad beer, but it's just look, it works. That is what the Chaz do.
Mine works
The
without
tapping.
it.
No, the tapping.
Look, mine just does it.
Yeah, but mine's new or different.
Newer and worse.
Anyways, I don't know. I probably wouldn't do it again.
That's very good.
Try this.
Have you tried this one?
Barry's wrecking stuff. Guys, Barry's getting out of hand here. He dropped the cue.
He dropped the cue.
See, I feel like this one's gonna get worse the more you drink it.
You think?
Yeah.
He's sorry, Dave. You cannot please the bearded man. This is definitely not a winner for me. It's very soft in flavor. Maybe it's not terrible. It's just. Oh, also good news, Dave. We found
Our
one
diapers.
extra that too, but we have another can of that beer that we both hated. So you
Yeah,
can try
the
it when you
fingernail
come. You and Tiff
polish
come.
remover.
We have one more, so you can
Yeah.
try it. See if
live.
it was
You
just
can
that
try
one
it
can.
live.
Yeah.
Banana. I don't know. That's a lot for you. I think that's a lot.
It's very. Both today have been very dark and full,
Yeah.
but it's good. I really enjoy the flavor. It's very maple syrupy.
And coffee, like you can really.
You can smell it. It smells like coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's what it is. That's about the beer reviews we got for you guys today.
I still give it an 8.
Yeah.
It's 2 8s in one day.
2 8s. Barry's
and the
breaking
coffee.
things.
He's like, "Am I muted?"
You're on, Barry.
Well, if you like a Pilsner, this is a good one.
What's that one?
Well, it's
Cryogenic.
Ooh,
Check.
Cryogenic.
It's good. Cryogenic.
I'm just wondering. Just wait. I have the ability to do something to you, Barry.
Grow hair.
That'd be nice.
That'd be nice.
I could use a little of that.
Now you know the rest of the story. We're gonna play bingo, flango.
This is 10 times better than a birthday suit.
Is it? Well, it's a
Oh.
Pilsner.
Yeah, pilsners
Yeah,
are like the
Pilsners
easiest.
are
Yeah.
to
like
make.
a
Well,
Yeah.
we started you rough because I mean it's your 65th birthday.
Rough.
like
I'm
double
still
IPA.
tasting that,
That
whatever it is.
Yeah, it's a birthday suit.
Not supposed to look good or taste
Yeah,
good.
at 65, the birthday suit is what it is.
I'm still
Norma might agree that your birthday suit is a taste to linger.
taste. Yeah,
It
it's taken 2
lingers.
beers to
Is
wash it
an
down.
acquired taste. How about your sun shirt there? How awesome is that? Triple Point Chemical.
Very hot.
Well, it's because you took
Very
you
hot.
do have your other shirt
Well,
on.
there's no
underneath.
I got
sun
3
here.
shirts on.
He's got
You just
he's got long johns on. He's got everything
Well,
underneath it.
I wasn't supposed to be inside. I was just stuck up.
well, we can send you outside. The Q's down, the quality, the OQP back there. Well, don't worry, we'll fix it later. We got plenty of those.
Here's good.
Barry's birthday. The mayor of TNLville. Gotta do the Dave Portney pizza review scale for your beers. Gotta get the decimal points. Anything higher than a 7, you would drive across town to get. Greater than 8, drive to another town. Greater than 9, across the country. It's like figure skating. There is no 10s. That's interesting. We will.
That's a good scale.
For next year, we're going to have a scene all set up, and we're going to have you guys really in-depth
reviews
on these reviews. We're completely uneducated. We're just average Joes trying out some beer.
Yep.
How was that brisket? Earlier.
Brisket? That was so good.
Well,
that
folks,
meat would have been good with it.
because I know everybody in here has been begging me to see what's on the baking cam.
Let's see it. Where it at?
I wonder if it's real or not.
It better be real. There it is. Baking cam from Freezing Brothers.
Freezing Brothers has built you a cake, Mr. Mayor. Oh, what? Yeah. That's the only thing you catch. Yeah. The best way to make a comment is in your microphone.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
does
working.
work. It does work.
You gotta have both your headphones on.
Yeah. So Colleen's going to head upstairs and grab the cake because it actually is here. And our friends at Freezing Brothers make custom cakes.
Yeah.
And I told them it was the mayor's birthday.
The whistle dog king.
They said, does he catch anything but whitefish? And I said, negative. So they put it all together.
I don't even know what a brown trout looks like.
You do. You've seen photos.
Wow. Okay. Not a live one.
Okay, so now we're going to quickly thank our sponsors. We're going to play Fly and Go. We got a lot of stuff to give away. So if you don't have a Fly and Go card, and I saw Ted just got his Fly and Go card, go get one. flyfishingboard.com/TNLS6. Let's check out this quick commercial. We'll come back and play Fly and Go. Go visit the wizard. Hopefully not. Maybe you bought a Captain Clutch sticker. And then we're going to share our wins. And we're going to send Mr. Barry, the mayor, off into the sunset. Something like that. I made it sound really romantic. At the pinnacle of every climb, when victory meets hunger, there's one companion climbers trust. Morning View Mercantile, crafting meals for the summit. Experience culinary excellence where the air is thin. Witness the power of gourmet at altitude. Within minutes, taste meets triumph. Indulge in the flavors of success. Morning View Mercantile, your partner in conquering summits, your reward at the top. Morning View Mercantile, where elevation meets flavor.
Fishing was great. I caught a rainbow, which was incredibly fun. Watching that thing jump out of the water, super exciting.
There you go, you're on. Good job. It's okay. If he's gonna buck, let him buck. He's gonna go for.
I dropped my fly line for a minute. Scared myself.
That's awesome, yeah. So rainbow trout.
Wow.
So, yeah, crazy to see them up this high.
Flyingo time.
Oh, Barry and Norma on the couch, getting out their flyingos. The cake is in the house. We're going to crush this as soon as somebody wins flyingo. Oh, shoot. Forgot to share the screen. Well, I'm just going to be over here doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing.
So many things to remember.
Yep. I forgot that one. I don't want to do that one. I want to make sure. That's not the one you want, guys. We're going for number 10. Right there. Nothing's called. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I always start you out with 4. Because nobody ever wins it in just 4. All right. Really? Pretty close. Pretty close. Here we go. If Barry wins, guys, know for a matter of fact, we didn't cheat.
I never win.
Yeah. Well, tonight might be your night. Bingo, Barry. Because we actually have no way of really knowing who wins. That would take a lot of time to go through all the cards and figure out whatever, and then knowing how to give Barry. Are you playing bingo?
Why is my card not loading? I just got it, but it hasn't come through yet. I thought we're all supposed to be playing.
You are.
I've never won either.
Check your junk mail.
I did. It's just not in there.
Okay. You just need one line anywhere. That's up, down, straight across. One of the best parts of the nights is upon us, where we just give away a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean?
Sometimes
we don't.
If you think you might win, you might want to go to the website and get your Captain Clutch
Captain
sticker.
Clutch stickers. Yeah, because why?
If you don't have it, you got to face the
yes,
wizard.
that's right. Barry and Norma do have Captain Clutch stickers.
Oh, so they just got to win.
Oh, okay. That's a lie. They do not have Captain Clutch stickers. Sorry, folks. Barry's credit card was declined and it didn't go through.
Whoops.
Because of that, I have given them away. There's 2 Captain Clutch stickers up for grabs. It's a line, folks. It's a line right at the top there above the birthday boy and his beautiful
Mike
bride.
literally got bingo. Boom. Bingo call 4.
I always get bingo.
148. That is insane.
You know how many times that guy's won bingo?
I can't even get my card to load and he's already won. This is crazy. Mike Dumont just pulls it out.
All right.
Does he have a clutch though?
Well, he does have a clutch. I believe he does.
Look at this guy go.
We just have to double check
Let's
and make
verify
sure.
because he might be cheating.
Just have to make sure. I'm trying to figure out a way to make him lose. Okay, we got to be honest here. He is call 4. He's trained. He's
knows.
trained. Yeah, 004.
How many emails he's got?
Card ID is 148.
148. Let's see it.
There it is, right at the top.
Right across the top.
Absolutely stunning. Absolutely
Crazy.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
If there was 3 things in this world I could do, 1 would be like Mike, 2 would be like Mike, and 3 would win a bingo like Mike. And after that,
There you go.
Just like that.
There you go. On your birthday, Mr. Dumont is going to make me ship him stuff and not return it and give it back to Barry. Can't believe that.
Perfect.
I can public shame him any longer.
Wow. Well done. That's how you do it.
And a
There you
Captain
go.
Clutch has
And a
paid,
forecall.
has paid for itself over and
man.
over. Because I think he's at 2 flyingos. And he won a season 6 kid at the start of the year.
Yeah. That is how you do
That
it.
guy.
Well,
That was quick.
don't have to face the old.
Losers pay the winner.
Yeah.
That's true. The casino always wins. We're just not the casino. All right, where do we go from here?
I guess
Nice.
we're expecting more of a battle here.
A more of an intrigue.
So we're going to introduce something else for winners who get it on the very first 4 calls.
That's right. For the first time ever, we have a new thing
You just automatically lose. It's crazy.
called Barry's Nipples. You've got 30 seconds to get milk from Barry's Nipples, or you lose.
That was an awful noise.
Yeah. And we'll clearly define what are nipples on Barry.
He may or may not have handled the Polaroid camera, and you may or may not be receiving photos in the mail.
Yes. Yes.
I know they're kind of great.
All right.
Oh, baby.
Well,
Just
hiding
like that.
behind the camera, in the back, on the floor, is our friends at Morning View Mercantile.
Yeah.
I just wanted.
See, there she is waving away.
Oh, he's
Barry,
getting in
you
there.
do you.
Oh.
That is your birthday cake. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
How is it?
Very sweet.
Well,
Yeah.
just like you. Very sweet. No, that was me that said that.
Depends who you ask.
Norma, remember, if you say things not in the microphone, they don't count.
It's harder to curse at him on the microphone.
I know.
Well, there you go, Mike.
We
Well
curse a
done.
lot.
Well,
Trying to figure out why this one here isn't allowing me to. There we go. Norma, you just like glazed. That one time in the 70s, I did some acid, and I'm still there.
that hair is so fantastic.
I know.
That was almost like.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Almost.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That would require some serious growth.
No, I
What-
had some really good hair. in
When did it
65.
start leaving you? When did you meet Nora?
Oh, it was in the 90s.
Oh,
Wait, did you leave the grocery store with hair that day, or was it just?
Oh yeah, I still good head.
That
Good
was
head.
it.
I had a good set of hair when we got married. That was 87. Yeah, I used to sit on your hair. It was 4 feet long.
Jeez.
all right.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Reminiscent.
Reminiscent.
Beautiful time of the day.
Yeah.
How was your first time on the couch, Mr. Mayor?
A surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta put your headphone on. So
I got
here.
one on.
Put them
There you
both
go.
on.
Okay. Yeah, it was a very surprise.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite ready for it until I walked through the door. And,
But you're a gamer.
Yeah. Yeah, you
well,
are.
I had that super.
Yo, we could have gave you the tequila
yeah.
shots.
Look out.
Couple beers
And,
in, he's putting a diaper on. So
Buy me into the whiskey and look out.
You know, the best part is this will live on your diaper dance.
forever. It is like ingrained on the internet
At
I
forever.
thought somebody needed to try it.
Yeah, I'm wearing mine. I just put it under my shorts, though, so I could actually use it.
They are hot.
Mine's just a budgie smuggler.
Your wood didn't even fit in it.
No, my wood didn't even.
Your
fit.
meat, sorry.
My meat. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Freudian slip.
Also, during commercials, his wood didn't fit in it either.
Oh.
Tried.
Man, this is neat.
Oh, PG, pretty good. Pretty great.
Pretty good.
Yeah, so Claude and Colleen, we're going to try to figure out how to scroll them into this. Yeah, Quinn, I did. I did say nobody wins in 4.
What's up, Quinn?
I
Miss you,
also
buddy.
apparently lie, okay? I was hoping it wasn't true. Sorry, nobody has 1 in
Yeah.
4 this year.
This year. Yeah. Yeah, you could get just get low on the floor.
Yeah, just get
We'll
low.
see
Let's
ya.
actually, you know what? Let's get that cut up and get if that's. I don't mean to be bossy, but we might as well feed the people. And then what we'll do is
Save the boat.
we'll share some. Yeah, all that. I don't think you eat the boat.
Nope. Save the boat.
And there's some trees there. And lick the boat.
I have to go to the whitefish.
I'm gonna need you to lick the boat.
Yep. Lick it right off.
You're gonna look like you just had a night with a Smurf when you're done with that.
Like yours.
I know. Look at his tongue now.
That's pretty
La 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 la.
Oh my god.
good. That's pretty good.
Is it good? Freezing Brothers, folks. Oh, there's Colleen. She kind of peeked in the bottom there. A little bit there, a little bit back. Oh, that the 65 is destroyed. The Q is destroyed.
We need
Barry's gonna need an insulin shot here in a few minutes.
No, I'm fine. We'll just wash it down with that beer.
Yeah. Just don't wash it down with your birthday suit. We'll hear about it for another 4 hours. All right, so what takes place in this episode or this segment of the show, Tim?
It's pretty simple, guys. It's called My Win Is What? It's the wins. So what is important now? And we had a bit of a curve of reality this year in that, your win, we always think is being a positive thing, but what's important now might not be positive. It might be something you're going through this week, and that's why this is an open space. It's safe to talk about.
Share.
If you share. If you got something going on, we're here to support you, and this is a family, so we want to know about it. We want to be able to support you through whatever's going on in your life, good or bad. So drop it in the comments. Just say, my win is, and it can be big, it can be small. Anything that's happened this last week that's important in
what's
your life.
important now?
And we'll all share, and then we'll go through yours, and we'll read through your comments, and we'll enjoy each other's wins.
Yeah, so we'll just kind of round the horn here and fit in as everybody here, and we'll figure out how to get everyone in. So Tim starts as always, even though he tries to pawn it off.
I've never once successfully pawned it off, I don't think.
Yes, and you won't.
And you won't. Oh man, so what's my win? Well, it's honestly great to be back. I had some serious FOMO over the last few weeks.
Yes, you did.
I was super proud of the guys who subbed in the last 3 weeks and crushed it, knocked it out of the park. I had an amazing holiday away with my family, was much needed, and I'm super grateful for those times. Grateful to be back. It's wonderful to be back with you guys and to be sharing.
Don't worry, Barry's going down.
He's just breaking stuff.
You just keep going, Barry.
I guess one really cool thing that I wanted to share with you guys was on this trip to New Zealand in the end, something just pretty special for me happened, that I got to meet a few guys, got invited to go on a fishing trip with them at the end of my trip. But I couldn't help but reminisce on the fact that in this industry, when you find those people, and we say it, and I shared with the guys, I talked about T&L and like our sayings, because they were asked, I was wearing my Sun shirts, they're like, oh, what's love people catch fish? What's, OQP and that kind of thing. And I just told them, I said, like, it's you. Like, I feel like I gained some brothers while I was there, the most quality people from around the world. They're from Ireland, I'm from Canada. We met and spent a really special few days in New Zealand. And it was just fantastic to see how it doesn't matter where you go, what you can bond with people over water and over fishing and over so much more. I feel like it was just a really special thing for me to reflect on, knowing that, this family grows, and I know they'll be watching this before long too. Their time change sucks in Ireland for watching this, but it's just like really special to have those moments with people that are serendipitous. It's unexpected, but when it comes together and you get to share in those times with someone, it's like what is important now, because it was in the moment, and that's
right where you were supposed to be.
Couldn't have planned it better.
Fun way to live life when you realize that it's like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, the couch folk. Barry. Oh, I muted you because you were trashing the place.
Okay, well, my win of the weeks, I guess the most, it would be tonight.
Yeah.
The change, what happened. Like, it was just an average week for me this week, and then tonight, unreal. I was a total surprise. And even just watching you, Tim, from times when I seen you from the very first episode, what you've become now, it's unbelievable. This whole group is just amazing. This whole family.
Yeah. It's probably the first time when I think about it that you've actually seen them tie in person, because you never made it down to the brewery.
No, I never went to the brewery. I was going to a lot of times, but the weather wasn't good, and that was a 2.5 hour drive for me to get down there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I gotta slow it down, or something's gonna start rolling here.
It's okay.
Well,
it is special for you because you've seen us grow from what we started. And it's so much change.
The amount that you've changed in your time, this is unbelievable.
I appreciate it, man. It's really.
And you're a good scooter on the boat too. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Well, I've appreciated every moment we've had. So,
it was fun.
yeah.
And where you want, you got started.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Norma, if your acid trip has come down.
Oh, man.
But you'll go back.
Yeah.
I guess my win for this week is our hockey team going on to the next level.
Yeah, the next round of playoffs.
'Cause they're all my boys.
It's awesome. Claude, Colleen, I don't know how you guys are going to squeeze in there, but I'm sure you can.
Like this.
There you go.
She's in there.
All right. So I have 2 wins this week. One was the first part of the week we got to spend at the Sportsman Show with our business, and very exciting. We met so many people, and some of them were a team,
Yeah.
and lots of them weren't and are going to be in the
Nice.
future. It was a ton of fun, and we had real good success there. So that was a big win. And being here in this room tonight, because this was like a last minute
Yeah.
throw it together, literally last minute. Surprise, Barry, we're coming too. Yeah, because these 2 fine people right here have a big part of our lives. Love them so
Yeah.
much. So we didn't want to miss out on Barry's big birthdays.
That's awesome.
Thanks for letting us. 29 and holding. Yeah, you betcha.
Holding what? Your diapers?
Holding his depends. Yes, that is something that will never be erased from my memory. I'm
Me
afraid.
neither.
Yeah, that's something you just can't unsee. Is sitting across from Barry, looking at
I just
Dave's
wish he would
logo on his crotch.
I didn't get to see it. I wanted him to put his feet
good.
in the rafters.
Swear.
Close to the third gear.
Yeah. Claude, you can shuffle. Oh, Barry's.
There he goes again.
Don't worry, Barry. Just keep on breaking.
You know, the studio needs to be bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just doubled it.
doubled it.
Imagine if we were next door.
Yeah, I can't.
We wouldn't be.
We would be dead with sweat.
My win is probably a lot what Colleen's was. That was an awesome sportsman show. All the cards, when we first booked that space, we were in the furthest back corner from the room, like in no man's land. A week or so later, they said they had a cancellation. They moved us up right up front. Halfway through the show, the people behind us had to leave. They doubled our space. And we were right in. You came in, you paid, you got your hand stamped, and you looked at us. And it couldn't have been better.
Huh.
Way
It's
it's supposed to
awesome.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just funny when it's just like what Tim said, kind of the idea that it's like, and I reiterated, it's like you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And I think if we walk through life more and just realizing that there's no coincidences, there's things are happening just the way they're supposed to be. And we are, and when you realize you are where you're supposed to be, and you like that is the space you were supposed to be. You know, you guys were supposed to get that front row and center and double in size, and they're just gifts. And it's really cool when you start seeing life through that lens, to which parlays into a couple of my wins. Ted, I don't know if you went to bed, but I just want to thank you for so kind of met at the gym, and we started talking about fishing. He saw my hat. It said catch fish. He asked if I catch fish. I said I watch people catch fish. And the friendship began. And it's just talking to that, being where you're supposed to be. And Ted, I just want to say thank you I know you shared some pretty vulnerable stuff. We had some great chats. You came over yesterday, and just had a lot of stuff in common. And I just really believe that, I just appreciate the chat. So if you're still here and you haven't fallen asleep, or maybe you went to change your Depends, I appreciate that. The second win is also kind of the same idea. Maybe the guys are the same age, but Barry and Norma together. So Barry and myself go back 1996, 97. Barry sharpened my skates. Okay, so that's a long time ago. And we had no idea that Barry was the one person watching TNL for the first season. And it's just kind of that thing that me and Tim talked about a lot was, beating our heads against the wall. It's like, man, what are we doing? Nobody's watching. And I was like, there's somebody watching. So every night there's like, well, it was two people because I would also watch it on my phone to try to drive up viewership, and doubled it. To which later on, through things, we found out that person was Barry. And now, if anybody around here kind of knows Barry and Norma, they would literally drive across the country to give you the shirt off their back, the Depends off their jeans, and whatever else you would need. They thanklessly just show up. They've shown up for years for hockey teams in the area, like Norma talked about. I can't even speak to all the things that you guys continually do, and I think that we're just so blessed to have you guys a part of the TNL family. I don't think there's anybody more loyal than the two of you, and I know it's big because those kind of people don't exist anymore. And just to say that those are our friends is a pretty big deal. And so, yeah, I think when we started talking about having you here for your 65th, and I was like, isn't there somewhere more cool to go than just to hang out with us? But just truly honored to be here and sharing in this day with you, and having Norma, do acid before the show. Just hang out on the couch. Claude and Colleen, Claude, sorry. Just their want to be here and be a part of it, and it just speaks volumes to the group, as we say every week. So a couple of big wins, and it's a really fun way to live when you just kind of realize that you are where you're supposed to be, and now how does it play out? It's up to you. Welcome to my TED Talk. Banana brown ale, not great. Still not great. Even though Claude keeps telling me, just give it some time.
A few more sips.
5 weeks later, I tried some of those beers again. They still weren't good. But I'm learning. And some of the stronger beers, you just got to they take about 20 minutes to kind of relax a bit.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. Now we got to share your guys' wins. I kind of held up the comments because it's hard to find. But here we go. We're going to kind of read in the same order or however the couch wants to read. Or if you don't want to read, that's totally fine too. Tim, you're first.
All right.
How was that cake?
That's really good. Yeah. So Ken, Fly Trout, so many wins this week. Number one win goes to my amazing wife and her offer on a new job. All her hard work finally paid off. I'm so proud of her. That's awesome, buddy.
Hey, Barry, can you read?
I go right there.
It's also here. Yeah. And it's here.
So, we there?
We're there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello. Yep, for the win for Craig Jones. A few this week.
I'll put it back
The
for
girls killed it swimming in Edmonton last week. The youngest qualified for the champs this weekend. So we would be all cheering her on at the pool. Get to at least see Tim back and getting stoked about IF4. Amen. Hope to see everyone there. P.S. Happy birthday. Again, Barry. Yep. Yeah. Thank you, Craig.
See, when you showed up today, you were making fun of people who were having a hard time. And then you showed up, you're like, oh, I see the struggle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's hard to see on the screen.
Norma, you're up. Or whoever's up.
Okay. My win this week has been a great week. My oldest son's birthday is tomorrow. I can't believe he's 7 already. We have a couple birthday parties planned for him over the weekend. Hopefully he enjoys them.
Nice. And he wins bingo. I can go. Yeah, go ahead if you want.
All right. From Cam, win this week, started a new gig. Happy to be working. Happy to be sore from work and happy to have a great group to hang out with on Thursday nights. OQP. I've lost it. There it is. Hoping to rip a few lips with fly trout this weekend on the bow.
Nice.
Nice.
Claude.
Okay. Tamra. My win, getting to watch my father-in-law on TNL for his birthday. So glad he had a great time. One of the best episodes to date. Happy birthday, Barry.
Oh, yeah. Travis. My win tonight is my wife and I just purchased a 1.5 acre lot in the mountains, which I'll be inviting Dana and Tim to come down and hang out. This acreage faces the San Juan mountain range. Dream come true for myself, my wife, Tim, and Dana.
Yes. Nice, Travis.
I just added a few things in there.
That's awesome.
Oh, the cake is really good.
It is good.
Yeah, that is.
Chaz. Win, getting smiles from Nolan lately. Seeing Barry celebrate his birthday and surviving the couch. Seeing Tim back on the Vice. TNL matters. Stay epic, family. Be dads who matter. OQP, LPCF.
Joel Sutherwood. Win is that we made it to Louisiana to fish for the first time in a sheep's head tournament. Conditions are going to be horrible, so probably not a lot of catching will happen, but the crew is full of great people, so it's going to be a great time.
Yeah,
nice.
What matters. All right, Norma.
Roger Beatty, win for the week. MIL is over the worst and few touchy moments this week, but she is doing inpatient rehab and may be able to go home early next week. She's been well taken care of by my wife and 2 of her sisters, who are both nurses.
Sort of a win. It's what's important.
Great. Drayton sadly broke my hand a few weeks ago. Will be back in action when healed.
Nice.
Cheers, guys. Sorry to hear that.
This is
Get
great.
better quick.
From Drift Out West. My win, 3 years cancer-free.
Round of clicks for Mr. Sunias.
That's awesome, buddy.
Yeah.
Happy to hear.
Mr. Cole, my win has been finished work for a month. Looking forward to what the future has in store. I think it has to do with the baby.
I think it does.
Just saying.
Just saying.
What do I know? Everything exactly when it's going to happen.
Brent, my win this week, 8 weeks post-op and graduated rehab. Continued to get stronger and working towards being on the river this coming April. It's great to hear, Brent.
Nice.
On to Tiffany.
Yep.
Tiffany Rutherford. Walking into Walmart to purchase Depends. I'm freaking out because I didn't know what size to get. Well, maybe the smalls.
She got the right sizes
Anyhow.
for everyone.
Then getting a phone call from Dave while at the till telling me I need to get Tim newborn diapers. Having to ask the cashier to hold on to my Depends so I can go switch out the sizes and come back with baby diapers.
I didn't
even try to explain that. Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
That's
I don't know how I'm getting you back, Tiff, but it's coming.
Yes.
Paul's with getting the boat ready for the season. North 40 had 20% off all fly tying supplies. Whoa. Good thing Barry wasn't there. And equipment. Fortunately, I was able to grab a versatility vise off to Florida to help Mom for a few weeks.
Nice.
Paul, did your package show up yet?
Cam on a downside win. Found out yesterday that a person I was close to on the ski hill, a pro ski patroller, passed away at end of January. We always talked about getting out on the bow. Don't wait to make plans. Make that time before it's gone. Life is too short. No kidding, Cam.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
We talked about it last week with Chaz, and it was like one day or today, something like that. It was more prolific.
Mike, my Jeep has been in the shop for 3 months, and finally today the dealership called and said the electrical harness that a squirrel chewed up has come in.
Say that's a win.
That's a win.
Dave. My win was a visit from Colleen and Tim at the store today. Getting the surprise packed and up just before Tim walked through the door so it didn't get ruined. Had to keep peeking down at my phone while it was on silent to see you open it because I was in a meeting, but I can't wait to watch the start of the show with the sound once it's posted. We're finally making it home in time to crack a banana brown. By the way, the flavor is brown bread, not just banana. I see that. Maybe it got better now. Let me check and watch the win.
Very good.
Oh, it's way better now. Oh, there's your kegerator. What? Why is it not here?
Oh, nice. Bags, my win. I got to take a new fishing buddy out on his first overnight trip, ice fishing, that I had met while I was out fly fishing. We had an amazing time and learned that he too shares the same obsession with fly fishing. This sport really does bring some of the coolest people into our lives.
Yeah. Mayor.
Ben Armstrong. I'm grateful for so many things. Decided to take a break from alcohol for a few months. I'm on day 16 of no alcohol. Congratulations. My wife has joined me in this tortuous journey. Looking forward to a few ice cold patio beers as our reward. Teamwork is the dream word. Much love and gratitude to my wife for supporting me.
Nice.
Yeah, brother. Mr. Augustin.
My win got to Fish Wednesday, got a 19-inch bow and other nice bows and browns. Last week my win didn't.
It didn't go through.
Didn't
Yeah,
go
a
through.
bunch didn't.
I went to fish the Smoky Mountains to fish and was sick the whole time. Didn't get out. I get to take my 85-year-old buddy on a fishing trip Monday to
Dahula no Yiga.
Georgia. His health is the best. Good to have Tim back on the vise, ordering some Orbis rods to get my guide business cracked up this year. Thank you, TNL family, for being in my life. Bless you all.
Look, my ad lib worked. We're welcome to come down.
Ah, nice.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie, who's this?
All right, Charlie. My win for this week is now my dad can row his boat down the river while the grandkids fish, since he won't be needing his fishing license anymore.
It means he can still fish.
That's a good one. Grateful for another year of learning things from him and hopeful many more fishing trips with him this upcoming summer and many more to follow. I love it.
Beautiful. If I win anything else, I'll just have to come get it. Well, Paul just won a sticker. And it's not available till March 23rd at noon.
Dan, my win is almost 5 weeks post-op from gastric sleeve surgery. Dropped 55 pounds, 2 pant sizes, and a shirt size. It's a new lease on life, a quarter way to my goal. Looking forward to a new knee in June. And yeah, life's going to be amazing being half the guy I was.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's incredible, Dan. Wow. Good for you, man. That is.
He's going to be rowing us down the river.
Yeah. Book a trip with us and let us fish.
Yeah. You know, hint, hint.
I know you got a boat and you can row, so.
All right. So we're just going to hang out because last week a bunch didn't go through. So we're going to give this a couple minutes and then we're going to peace out. Bear's going to turn 65 in a day. But this cake, though. Yeah.
No complaints here.
Yeah.
They can do it all.
Yep, Friesen Brothers. That's right.
I don't know what's in the middle, but it's super good.
like
It's
that.
like custardy or something.
Yeah. Nope. PB&J.
PB&J.
Yeah. Personal best and jollification. God, why isn't that a sticker? Why don't I have a sticker right now?
Are you coming up this year, Dan? I haven't heard anything.
And we're going down.
Oh, we're going down? Okay.
I don't know. If he's rowing, we're going to find him. All right. Well, banana bread, not banana. Yum, yum. It's good with cake.
Maybe that's the thing. It's like wine. It needs to be paired with something.
Yeah, could be. Could be true. All right, Tim drank meat and his Stranger Than Coffee and maple syrup. I drank this banana brown ale and this crowd surf. I really like this one. This wasn't bad, okay? It wasn't like nail polish bad. I just had better.
Yeah, well, it's hard to beat the one you started with, so.
Yeah. Oh, couple more ways. Chairs, come stay. We'll take your fish to the lower Gunnison. Well, there we go. The lower Gunnison. That's what it's all about, folks, is one day we'll all get together, hopefully before heaven.
Just a T&L reunion on the river. That would be heaven.
I don't know where to do that, Tim, like the bow.
We don't even live that
We
close
could
to a great river.
facilitate that.
I wish I just knew somebody who could facilitate a fishing trip on a river that's nearby.
It's weird. Well. It's only 9:30, which means we still got 6 minutes to do the renovations in the studio once Barry leaves. So that we're still on union time. No, he's coming. He's coming to beat me up.
He's coming. Careful.
Are you leaving?
Prostate.
He's leaving, guys. That offended him. He almost knocked the light off over there. So he's not wearing the diaper, or it's full.
Yeah.
I don't know. You answer that in the comments. All right.
Oh, the worst time of the night.
South Platte.
Yeah.
Look at all these invites. I feel like a
Don't choose your words.
prostitute.
Well, you were gonna say hooker. Just be honest.
I know it was. It was out there. I
would love to get to see some of our southern friends.
Maybe we just buy a little school bus.
Yeah,
And
convert
video it and put it on YouTube. It's never been done before.
Never. Not once.
All right. Maybe a big school bus because everybody wants to come.
Everybody be on it. It's like a band bus.
Really can't leave the show without the birthday boy here.
No.
So I'll just eat some more cake. It is good. There's like that custard in the middle, but what I like is that
it's not too dry. I don't know. It's like he's probably gonna be standing in front of that toilet for a while.
Barry? We'll wait. We got nowhere to go. If you got somewhere to go, you can go.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
The mayor is a bus driver. That's
He
a
is
good
a bus
point.
driver, yeah.
I know. That's a good point.
He might even own a bus.
He might have a couple.
Harry Nipple can go on tour.
Not sure if this is. Norma, do you want to say something in the mic?
Something?
Something?
Hurry up. You don't have to put the headphones. You don't have to put the headphones on. Just say some like parting words.
Parting words.
See, you and your wife bought the same
Just
joke
like-
book.
It's like this. When I was 20, I could drink 30 beers, go for a leap for 3 minutes. Now I'm 65, I drink 3 beer and have to leap for 40 seconds. Not good. Anyhow, well, it was great.
Are you gonna rewatch this episode?
Oh yeah.
I highly recommend you watch this last part.
The ending. Oh.
Anything else you want to part ways with?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just been great.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, yeah. Thank you to all. Especially you and you too. It was a surprise. I was only supposed to be a quick trip in and go back home.
Well, you're going home soon enough.
Yeah. No, it's been great.
Good.
Good.
It's been a blast.
Yeah.
Wish almost every Thursday could be like this one.
Well, it can. Just squeeze everyone in. Oh,
too good.
It's a good thing you're not wearing your headphones.
Oh?
I don't have the ability to change your voice. Do you have any parting words?
Hello?
You've been the wizard. Yeah, you got. Oh, you unplugged it with your butt.
Unplugged him with his butt.
You should plug yourself back in.
That's why he couldn't hear the whole time.
I'm beginning to think the buses aren't actually broke. It's you jumping around.
I never jump around.
Hey!
I can play this role. We have a better chance to do that.
Too good.
Keep talking, Barry. We got nowhere to go.
Give him more cake.
Give him more cake.
Yeah. Better than the voice I always get.
That's a fact, Barry. I can one-up you with this voice anytime. I am the original, okay?
Bring me in, coach.
The couch is on acid. All right. We love you guys. Until next week, I'm Dana. That's Tim. Barry and Norma are fried. Claude and Colleen, well, they're here somewhere. And we've only got 3 episodes left.
Why do you gotta say that stuff? Not ready.
We're down to the bottom 6. The final 6.
That's some good ones.
Come on, Barry. Deep in the playoffs. Barry's gonna go deep in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Bye. Love you guys.
See you, boys.
Seriously.
Ladies.
Love you guys.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me in bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Pack up and get me home. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Pack up and get me. So put your hand in mine. Follow me. Let me waste your time. Set up me. Do some stupid shit. Take a seat. Let me waste your time. So put your acting like you're into me. I know this is hopeless, moving in slow motion, trying to control my thoughts, but I can't stop our body talk. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, pack up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, pack up and get me. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. Set up me, do some stupid shit. Take a seat, let me waste your time. Set up me. Summertime.